I was about to get started, and then I had to talk to somebody real quick.
Stream is live.
All right. So Nick is not going to be able to join us. I'm not sure why. Uh, Maybe is a checkup or something. Um, so, but now with everybody here, we can pick up where we left off. So last time, you guys finished up in the lab. You moved around the perimeter of the station a little bit, found a couple doors, went through one, and then since then you've been working your way through a series of hallways. You searched some offices, you found a corpse or two, and then right at the end you went into a room that had uh, a lower level in of little walkways in between a bunch of enormous tanks, like liquid tanks, and a higher level of catwalks that had vines all stretched between them, so you couldn't really see from below to up above, or vice versa. And you climbed up, and there was a giant tree that was throwing poisonous fruit at you. And you guys just finished, maybe not exactly fighting, but you weathered the storm of the tree, and it is now out of poisonous fruit to throw at you, and you've patched yourselves up, and we're just deciding what to do next. So I'm going to give control of Cherie to. Does anybody particularly want to play him?
I think we already have control of him from the
Do
last
you?
time. I believe so.
Okay. Can you see his character sheet?
I
I don't think
don't
we ever got to see that.
think no, we didn't have access to the character sheet.
I mean, we kind of know mainly what he does:
Yeah.
magnetic revolver and heal. His heal's at
Yep.
2d6 plus something now. Like I can pull up the
2d6
psionics
plus
page.
2, I believe.
Is he level 2 or level 3?
He's level 3.
Then yeah,
You have
2d6
2d6
plus
plus
6.
6.
Yes.
Yes. So I've got his sheet open, so I can just update his effort or whatever as you guys act.
I mean, and hopefully he only needs to do basic healing, and we never need to have him spend effort. But I guess we'll find out.
Yep. All
Anyway,
right. So you're in this room. Jim had lost his knife, and he is. I guess he's
Quentin,
down
stop.
down below now. I thought he was on the catwalk, but
I am still on the catwalk. Yes.
your token got moved to the blue outlined areas of the catwalk. Um, so all five of you are up on the catwalk above the vines that are stretching all around. Um, what's your next move?
good question.
Well,
Probably.
so
Go.
Jim has checked essentially the whole catwalk area. I mean, he hasn't checked behind the tree.
We also haven't gone down either of the ladders, which I don't
That's true.
think. Well, I don't think we can actually reach this one unless we cut our way through the tree. I guess. I guess we don't know if it's there though.
You can see it.
Okay, but we thought to cut our way through the tree. I'm assuming based on how it looks.
So the tree is sort of grown up through the catwalk, but you could sort of clamber over the tree to get there.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, I'll go
Hidden
there, I
ladders.
guess, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm close to it.
Jim would really like to find his knife. I guess the conclusion he's come to is that it fell into one of the tanks. I think that's the conclusion he's come to. Assuming there
So
are
the
tops to the
tanks are
tanks.
closed topped.
The tank. Never mind. They didn't fall into the tanks. We can see
It
the
would have
top of the
fallen
tanks.
somewhere in the north half of the room.
Okay.
Did somebody just ask a question and I missed it?
I don't believe so.
I thought Jackson said so.
No, my I don't know. My noise suppression's turned down, so
All right. Jim's gonna take a little trot back to this ladder he passed and stick his head down, see if anything catches his eye, or if it's just the corridor.
Do you have a light source? Remind me.
Yeah, I believe I do have a.
I believe Wong handed out a bunch of glow bugs, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Oh, I can see.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have illuminated that far, but I guess you see the slight reflection of your knife, or of a particularly shiny metal, about 50 meters down.
All right. Slam dunk. Jim's gonna climb down the ladder.
Okay. So Jim climbs down the ladder, presumably on his way to recover his knife. And then I think Jackson said Akris was going over to check out the other ladder.
Yeah.
In the
I don't know.
meantime, what are Felden and Wong doing?
Hmm. I was gonna join Akris clambering over this tree and go see this this ladder.
Okay. Felden accompanies Akris, watching his back.
Oh, not the DPS coming with me.
Wong is holding the fruit in the air still with his brain.
He's holding up a
Explosive
potentially explosive
fruit.
fruit. It is about what even is an object for this size? It's about the size of a watermelon, like a long watermelon, and it like the top part is this vibrant purple color that has it as it gets down toward the other end, it becomes more green yellow, and it has little pointy bits all over like a cucumber. That are probably the seeds.
I should go plant it on another planet. That definitely wouldn't be
That's
bad
how
for the
you get
environment.
space kudzu.
Yeah, first of all. Second of all, I'm like 95% certain. No, I guess it would work. I don't know. We don't know if they terraformed specifically for this. We don't know if they've bioengineered for this planet specifically, or just total, universal, growth. But yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, there's probably some seeds on the ground. They might have blood on them, but
A few. I mean, technically, all of them are on the ground.
well, except for the ones inside the thing he's holding. Those
Oh,
are in
yeah.
the air. Actually, could you bring them back to your people? They wouldn't have anything like the mushrooms, but you already got a farm, technically.
Holy cow. Leave this open. My computer is on, that's why it's also really hot. Because that game on. And if
True, we'll probably just stay with Wong, if only to make our lives easier.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys think he should have accompanied somebody, you could go for it. But,
He'd probably
Otherwise-
bioscan the tree, if we're being realistic.
I imagine him doing that. I could see him doing that.
I think he may actually have already done that.
Mm.
Last
Oh yeah, you're right, because I think that's how we found out they were toxic. You're right.
Yep.
Sounds like I think he would do.
Jim collects his knife.
Woohoo! He kind of looks it over. Maybe he notices a new chip on the back of it. I probably shouldn't throw this. Kind of talking to himself because nobody else is around.
I mean, nothing went wrong this time. Maybe next time you'll hit something with it. You should throw it more.
I mean, technically, he did hit something. He hit a few.
It's
things.
true. Yeah, about stuff, you know.
So Acris is moving over to this ladder. What does he do?
Well, I was gonna say go down it, but now you've made me paranoid. I mean, obviously, I guess he would look down it first to make sure it's not leading directly into death vines, but
All right, you can see a narrow hallway. I guess it's not that narrow. It's probably like, yeah, it's like 6 feet wide. I guess that's not incredibly wide, but hallway between the wall and the tank extending down and away. It, like the other spaces, it's full of these vines. They're all over the floor, hanging from the side of the tank up and down the wall.
well, I guess I'll climb down. Can only go well.
What was our reference for where we are on the
I
station
believe
again?
If we're in a hallway between the labs and the comms, I want to say. The comms or something. Let me check.
You were last at the labs, and then you proceeded further away from the area where your ship is. You can call it east.
We're
You proceed
rotating
east.
around, basically.
Yeah.
Although I think, because then in theory we could just go straight through the spoke once we get all three overrides.
That's right.
Sure,
We're getting the
sure.
overrides. we know where. We have a general idea on where the overrides are.
We know what rooms they're in, or what
Okay.
sections they're in, I guess. Lab,
Yeah,
core,
they're-
and comms.
Yeah,
We got the lab
the comms are basically 1/4 of the way around in the direction you're going from the labs, and then the fusion core is another quarter of the way around, directly opposite the labs.
Okay, so going forward is where we just need to go the opposite direction of which we came from.
Which I think if we go back down the hallway that we can see, like somewhere this direction, there's something. I don't know. We're not lost. Ish. But yeah. Speaking of hallways, is this hallway blocked by vines down at the end here?
No, that's just as far as you can see in the darkness.
All right.
So it is.
Since it seems like forward, when Jim meets back up with Wong and Cherie, it seems forward he will wave to them as he passes and, well, what are you guys waiting for? Follow the pilot. I was gonna say captain, but who's technically the captain?
So as
Usually-
Acris walks forward, to his left, he'll see another one of those heavy doors that you've been seeing, sort of like internal airlock type contraptions. And then there's a wall at the limit of your vision ahead, but it seems to curve around the end of this tank here.
I mean, in theory, it loops back around based on spatial reasoning. I don't know. Probably the door. I'm assuming
So
it doesn't
this-
open when we approach it.
It does not. This is like one of the other heavy ones that you found that wasn't.
Powered.
Yes,
Maybe not powered, but same general idea.
it's for one reason or another, it's not opening.
We do for the
There
last.
could be a number of potential causes.
I think
Hmm.
the last one, we just opened a side panel and cut some wires or something. Although I guess if it's held by vines, it's not going to help us much. But
Can we use one of the
I think
fruits
the last
to blow
one-
it up?
how long
The
do I get the
grenades?
one food?
Yeah, I
have
feel like that probably wouldn't work, but
Oh,
Yeah, Wong's only got the one food, but we do have grenades. But I don't. This is kind of a heavy duty door.
True.
Yeah. A heavy
Maybe
duty
get it
tech
like
level
a-
5 door.
Maybe if we had like a debt charge, but no, it's definitely. There's no. Is there an access panel we can access?
You said my fruit was watermelon shaped, so it's not shaped enough to be a shaped charged fruit, right?
No. Even the explosion of the fruit really isn't that powerful. Like the
It's just the shrapnel.
it's entirely the shrapnel and the poison on the seeds that causes the harm associated with them. Even if it hit you directly, it probably wouldn't do any more damage than just a watermelon falling on you.
I mean, that would still hurt. In fairness,
Oh yeah, I mean that would be like a D4 or something, but not too bad.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so there's next to this door there is another maintenance panel that you can access.
Hackerman, it's your turn.
Well,
I got my knife back.
You're not Hackerman.
I mean, if it's a maintenance panel, we can probably just override it or literally just disconnect the thing that locks it.
I have program 2. 1. Sorry.
You probably are. You're better than me. I'm just saying, you're not. You're not Hackerman.
Well, we don't have any focused hackers.
I think Shui's actually only program 0, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they swap roles. So. But yeah, I don't know.
Jim takes his combat knife, pries the panel off, and stares at the innards.
Guess you
Alright,
are
so
Hackerman.
it's pretty similar to the other one. There's like a metal box with a number of conduits that run into and out of it. There's a set of wires that are sort of, they have those wire brackets to secure them that run by. But you notice that on the conduit box, there's like a little status light, like, little red LED type thing, and it is off.
It's got no power.
In theory. I mean, just for safety purposes, we'll do the same thing we did to the last one, which I think did open after we did what we did.
I shall attempt the same thing we did last time.
The last door that you guys were messing with the maintenance panel, you didn't actually do anything. You just proceeded.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
And the one before that was obstructed by vines. I think this is the first door that you've actually attempted interacting with what you found behind the maintenance panel.
Okay.
Well, the door has no power.
If it has no power, we have type A power cell is the most like basic one.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of those. I'm not really sure why. I was using them as weapons, I believe.
Oh, well, we should use more laser weapons, I guess.
Use
I think
them
it's
to
'cause you
throw
get
at
them.
things.
I think it's because you could get them for free from the armory.
All right, I think I got some a long time ago off with the guy or something, and I was like, well, I guess I'll carry them.
Anyway,
Anybody got a type A power cell? Try to jolt start this thing. Give it a little bit of juice.
I mean, it's entirely possible. It could take quite a few power cells, but
I know, but I'm
Really?
gonna attempt with one.
well, in theory, we could jury rig it to run off a power cell for like 5 seconds. But if the door is blocked by vines, it's not going to do much.
Is the door congested enough to look like it would be impeded by if we're moving?
I mean, it's pretty well covered over, but for whatever system would be required to move a door of this size, you don't think it would be impeded by the amount of vines that are present on this side.
That would
Although you
also
don't know
imply
what the
that
other side looks like.
right. That would also imply that a single power cell is not gonna provide enough juice, unless it's like, what's the gear? Unless it's gear ratio
I
to
mean-
Oblivion, which it could be. Might not even be gears.
Fun game, I think. Probably. Somebody probably thinks it's a fun game.
I mean,
Ah.
Oblivion.
Mhm.
We could try. We
I-
could try
I
that
got
Type
it.
A power cell, and if it doesn't work, well, we'll figure something else out. It'll require hot wiring of some kind, of course.
Jim will
Is
using
Andrew on the
his
ship? Guess he must be, because we didn't have him with us.
Yeah.
his newfound programming reading book skill. He will attempt to separate one of the wires that looks correct and attach it and make contact with the power cell.
So how are you using program to do that? Because ordinarily that would be a fixed check.
Oh. Hmm.
Because you're tinkering with a mechanical device. You're not programming a computer or using a system.
That's a good point. Here, Acris, you do this.
That's why I said you're not hacker man, but you said you were, so I was just like, okay.
I was thinking program. Fix makes a ton more sense. See,
Yeah, well-
Jim was confused.
Do what he said, I guess, except in the way that would actually make sense, and not by hacking it.
All right, so go ahead and make a fixed check.
Average, above average.
All right, so you look over the system, and it's a it's definitely pre-tech. It's not what you're familiar with, but in the end, a lot of systems like this aren't too different. Like, when you're just powering a motivator, for something like a door, there's not much of a reason to complicate it,
No need to
too much
reinvent the
more.
wheel.
No, exactly. No need to reinvent the wheel. So you quickly identify that most of these conduits are not, dedicated to the door, but that the box in the middle is something of a distribution point. So you're able to remove the front panel of the box, and when you open it, you find that it is absolutely choked full of the same. It's not super similar, but it is full of vines. It is full of roots, and you notice that the roots on or the vines here are very similar to the ones that you saw clogging up the hallways at several points before, the ones that you were considering blowing up with a grenade, just much smaller.
Ah. Incredibly odd.
The ones that we determined were poisonous?
Not these are no.
The ones
well,
with
they might be
or not
but not the
poisonous,
ones that
but-
tried to attack us.
Okay. Not the one with needle
Just-
hairs.
No, just the ones that are clogging up hallways and doorways, which is starting to vaguely imply intelligence. I'm not sure. Well, I guess we already kind of assumed they were intelligent enough. I mean, we could try to cut them away. It is maybe we should have Wong do it, because if it shocks you and you're holding a knife, probably won't feel good.
I could saw with a knife or a machete or whatever from
Well,
a
just so no one
distance.
gets shocked.
Except
but
that I
wouldn't-
can't, because I'm holding the fruit in my brain, and I don't think we can hold it with our hands. So, and I doubt I can set it down without it exploding.
Actually, maybe we
Um,
could hold it with our hands. It's not like it's not like it explodes instantly on contact. It seemed like it was exploding because it hit the ground hard.
Did not determine that. Somebody
Well-
else might know.
Because they were more like they were like popping balloons. Because when we shot them, they would basically be deflated balloons at that point, and then they just kind of splatted on the ground. So much like a balloon.
They didn't explode when we shot them. They only dropped.
No, they had holes put in them, I believe, right?
I don't remember.
yeah,
So it's more. I
yeah.
guess-
When you shot them, it created vents that the gases inside, when they were released, they mostly vented through the holes instead of bursting violently. Also, I'll note that at Telekinesis 3, you can affect as many individual objects at once as you have telekinesis skill levels.
Oh yeah, now I have telekinesis 3. Right.
So you could just
I forgot I did that.
you could do that, a knife, and a third thing if you wanted.
I could carry you at the same time.
I would have to consent to it, and I guess I probably would. It's not. It'd just be funny.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then we'll borrow somebody's machete. Who's got a machete? Somebody's got one.
No,
Know that.
he says he
Yeah,
has a machete, but doesn't
I-
actually have one. Does that
Yeah, I called my
count as the
combat knife a
same-
machete.
count as
okay.
the
Machete was in my brain because of that. Yeah.
does that
A
count
knife
as the
of some
same
kind.
method?
Then. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only for the scene, anyways. It's only while
I
I'm
get that.
actually doing it. So.
I just didn't know if you could technically, if you're expending the effort on the object or on the use of telekinesis.
I have 6 uncommitted efforts still, and I have
I
one
mean-
committed currently that I'm using to hold the fruit. So
I was
I'm good.
So we're having him cut the roots that are in the box itself, not the ones on the
Yes.
door. Okay.
Just to avoid getting shot.
Right.
I mean, you're welcome to do it without him doing it.
No, I think the
Alright.
telekinesis is a good call.
All right,
Wong
so Wong
will do
comes
that.
over and lifts the knife out of your hand telekinetically and goes to work cutting away the vines. Can I get a fix check from Wong?
Wong can probably do a fix check. Scott, will you stop trying to steal my card?
What,
Normally you do it like 3 times at the beginning, and it's not so annoying, but you're doing it over and over and over again.
I haven't
A
touched
fix
it.
check.
I haven't touched it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In
yeah,
fairness,
you say
Scott,
that.
you could say whatever you want. We will be able to see the
He's
video
doing it again.
anyway.
He did it
That's
again.
what you
So,
can
That's true.
hey, that's
Wow!
max.
Alright.
All right. So
That's a max
Wong-
-1 because that's
Wong
what I
is
have.
not a trained electrician, but he knows one thing, and that is that you shouldn't connect to parts of an electrical system that aren't already connected, unless you know what you're doing. So he very carefully digs around and extracts the vines out of the box without allowing the knife to touch more than one lead at a time. And he's able to sort of to scrape them out from a meter or so away. And as you cut and scrape at the vines, the indicator light sort of like flickers, and as soon as you scrape the last out, it lights up entirely.
Someone want to try the door? Try to open the door?
I mean, there's no opening button. It would just be automatic, wouldn't it?
If you I guess if you're standing where your token is, then as soon as you move a little bit, the door would begin to grind upward with a loud squealing sound. The vines that are attached to it grow taut and tense and then snap as the door lifts slowly most of the way to the ceiling.
Neat.
It leaves like an arch at the top, basically.
Cool. Can't believe Wong
Okay,
moved
let's
that.
go through.
Well, I'd like to see what's on the other side before I walk into it, but yes.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's look in.
You see a much wider hallway proceeding down.
Don't walk on those. Why? I'm assuming you're not actually walking on those.
It's
Hopefully
like a
not.
bush. I mean, you put your token there, but you walk through without suffering any ill effects. It just seems like a harmless to you bush.
Okay.
Is it because he's wearing shoes? If you weren't wearing shoes,
I
it
really
would-
hope you're all wearing shoes.
Wong might not be, to be fair, but we haven't checked.
Wong is wearing shoes.
Wong
does wear
kind of
shoes.
So
Wong kind of
I
just
wasn't
floats around the ground anyway. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't even need to. I could just float. I could be constantly teleporting.
so there
Tell
is
An intersection.
there is another large display case there at the T intersection, and then one hallway continues straight ahead, and another to your left.
This display case is also empty, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Which means we've definitely just looped around, because if this
Would-
was a part no one had gotten to in a while, might have had stuff in it.
would it do us any good to collect tier 5 glass shards? I don't know.
No. What?
I mean, in
Or
theory, if you collected a bunch, you could potentially find a buyer, but in practice, I wouldn't consider that to be a worthwhile use of your time.
Okay. It's probably like tempered glass anyway, right? So it shatters into a million tiny pieces as opposed to like
Yeah.
sharp.
In fact, I think I may have narrated that in particular, uh, at some point during the last session.
But welcome to collect a pouch of it. In fairness, you could probably snake oil sell it to somebody. Is a genuine glass shard.
Yeah, or you
If you
could
throw them, they'll become something. I don't know. It's tech level 5. Just say whatever you want. It's basically magic.
grind
That's
it
not tech
into
level
a
6 is magic, but
grind it into a powder and then mix it in with some vodka. And
I will be right back.
it's good timing because I was going to eat a pretzel.
Eat that pretzel.
What was that? That's Scott. Okay, never mind. No longer confused.
'Twas
Wow.
not I. 'Twas not I. 'Twas not I. 'Twas not I.
That's what I said.
But it is. Again, we'll be able to see you pulling up the soundboard stuff in the middle of the video.
Nope, that doesn't show up. It's only showing the
Oh.
browser screen.
I'm impressed.
Well, you can stream certain thing. You can record one instance, and not the whole
Yeah,
thing.
the scene is a window capture, and I have it set on Chrome.
Hmm. Oh, we'll still be able to see you trying to steal Steven's code. So.
I haven't. I'm gonna click on it right now. That is the first time I've clicked on it in forever.
That's not true.
I-
That's
You
okay.
better post proof. I mean,
It is true. It is true.
Show it to
It's 100%
Nick.
true. I clicked on it like 20 times at the very beginning, and then once just now. Maybe it kept a record. I don't know. It just because you didn't deny it, it just kept going.
The card will be mine.
What card is it anyway, Steven? 2 of clubs?
It's a Joker.
Powerful.
I've
They say whoever holds it gets a free skill point. You think Ben will give us a skill point?
held the entire time, so
You think Ben will give us a free skill point for America's birthday?
Probably not.
I mean, be pretty patriotic, Alan.
I suppose.
somebody's getting a phone call.
No, that was Tyler unmuting and muting himself.
No, somebody's
Oh,
phone is vibrating.
Oh.
I can hear the phone vibrating.
like
Unless that's
you,
Scott's
I can't hear
soundboard.
it.
All right, I'm very sorry about the interruption. Somebody needed help starting a weed whacker.
Good.
What were you guys? What was your?
We were discussing
next-
glass, but I believe we probably want to continue down the hallway at some point.
Okay, yes. Which way are you going?
That's all we can see if we stand here. 10. It's a spherical. We had a light. It's gone now. But... Wow, this was not helpful. I'm not sure why.
The rear
Based on
has
how we
disappeared
entered, we would want to go this way, I think.
off the edge of the map
This way we go.
to metagame. A little
All
bit.
right.
Meta
So,
I
You guys continue down that hallway, and it's not. It's basically as far as you've gone there, and there you see ahead of you another one of the doors like the ones you just opened, except this one is open, and then ahead of it, you can see that it opens out into a room.
A room.
Oh wow.
That's as far as you can see from where you're standing with the light sources that you have.
I mean, we would presumably go into the room But-
All right.
carefully.
I don't want to railroad you guys. So,
We need
if you- if-
railroading. We would be here forever if you didn't railroad us a little.
so you guys
Glass!
move forward to the
Need to
edge
sell
of the room,
glass.
and you what?
I was just saying I need to sell glass. You're not railroading me. I'm gonna sell glass.
You are
Oh.
welcome to collect it.
Just joking.
Find a dustpan.
So okay, so you guys move forward. So passing through the door, you can see that the space from where you were, you kind of assumed it was a room because you've just been going into rooms. But as you emerge out, you can tell that this space is much larger than what you spent the last hour or two in. It's a wide area. It seems like it's at least larger than your light sources can go. You note that all around you are it just sort of dotted randomly around are these pillars or columns. They almost look like giant icicles, but they're not made out of ice. They're a dull gray, but they glitter slightly. And they're taller than your light source also. As before, there is vines and other vegetation, undergrowth covering the floor. The floor is slightly uneven. And can I get everybody can make a notice check.
Give me them eyeballs. Give me no eyeballs.
That was an abysmal roll for somebody who has specialist in notice.
My eyeball's been plucked from my head.
So as Acarus looks around and shines the light around, he observes a few places where the vegetation appears to have been burned. It's blackened and dried out, and streaks of soot go up the any vertical surface that happens to be near, like the wall or the pillars.
Probably the other guys, right? In theory.
I mean, fire, like, effects from a fire last a long time. Is there any way? It's clearly this didn't happen like 5 minutes ago. There's no embers or anything.
Correct. But the plants have not yet rejuvenated themselves. So presumably it's been less than a month or whatever.
Okay.
We had been walking around for quite a while, and we know they were in the spoke, opposite, not necessarily opposite, but in a spoke on the other side while we were talking to the AI. So assuming that was an hour or two ago, the embers could have easily gone out by now.
There any other signs of? Could we find where the fire started from?
So with your notice check,
I rolled
you
it.
can't
Nothing.
really come to a conclusion. It doesn't seem to have spread very far. That's about all you can conclude.
That's another point on the unnatural fire. Because a natural fire would have probably... Well, it's pretty... Well, no, jungles burn all the time. I don't know.
Was
I
there
say we stop thinking about it.
was there a doorway, an exit doorway? I don't recall.
Not that we can
An exit
see
doorway from.
From
this area. I'm assuming he means, not counting the one we came in.
right.
Like, are you like exploring the area looking for a door?
Yes.
Okay, so if you move around a little bit side to side and you head like to your eventually you head to your left as you came out from the door, you're moving along the wall and you find another open door there.
Hmm.
How far did I traverse around the room? Am I continuing to head east-ish?
You were heading more north. So
Well, we were on the southern edge, so north doesn't bother me as long as it wasn't like west or south.
No, it was a little bit. It was like northwest, but I mean, it
That's
was
relative.
towards the center of the station. Really, is what I should be saying. From here on out, I'm going to be saying clockwise and counterclockwise and in or out, because that's more
Makes
accurate.
more sense. We would
So
have
you headed slightly clockwise and in.
and we started at roughly 12 o'clock on the station, give or take, based on how you showed us.
You started more at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Maybe a little closer to like 10 o'clock, and then the lab was at 9 o'clock, and now, judging by the orientation, well, it's hard for you to tell,
But
exactly.
presumably, we would have been heading
yeah.
counterclockwise.
Yes, you've been heading counterclockwise so far.
Okay.
And you found the other door about 20 meters in.
It opens into another similarly shaped room or a hallway?
It opened into a hallway just like the one that you came out of.
The fire did not spread into this hallway, though. This fire was contained in the room. Okay.
The fires were not only contained to the room; they were contained to particular spots within the room.
Oh.
Each individual burn location is no more than a few meters wide.
Okay.
You say it like it explains something I don't understand, but okay. That's okay.
It's more. I mean, it's as Jackson said. It's well, clearly these were set and created by something or someone, as opposed to a natural cause. What does that really tell us? I don't know.
Told you something.
Yeah. The floor underneath the scorch marks is not warm to the touch.
No. You can make if you're attempting to investigate the fires, you can make a survive check.
I'm down for survive.
Jim's good at that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the floor it's warm, but it's not warm like from fire. It's just warm. It's just hot in here in general.
Yeah. Yep.
And the when you pick your hand up and look at it, you can see that it's covered in a fine layer of soot, and that leads you to conclude that the fire certainly was within the last few days, because if it were older than that, then probably the finer soot would be gone. And in fact, it seems that, now that you think about it, the floor at that point is quite dry, which is unusual. It's very humid in here.
Right.
So you're pretty sure that the fire happened no more than 48 hours ago. And looking at the burn patterns, it doesn't seem like it started at any particular point within the burned area. It seems like the area was just on fire all at once.
Flamethrower.
That would not. I was gonna say more like a explosion, a firebomb. A flamethrower would, in theory, still have a start point for where the fire started.
Hmm. Yeah.
If it were a
firebomb makes
very
sense too.
large burned area, that might be the case. But given the size of the burned area, you can't rule out a flamethrower.
I like the firebombing idea too.
Those are both two possibilities.
I hope it's a firebomb, because then Wong could catch it and throw it back.
Eh.
If we get into combat with them, we have no proof they're evil except for the part where they're probably evil. Eviler than us. I wouldn't call
Well,
us the good guys.
yeah, we're not really the good guys.
We presumably mumble something about torture at this point, based on how these discussions usually go. Anyway,
All right, so you finish examining the fire. You're still in this space, with these large, sort of ripply, pillar-like structures going up and down. There's a few of the trees also, like what you saw before. And then there's this doorway that you just found.
Oh, okay. I tried to draw outside the map, but I can't draw outside. I mean, I can, but I can't see it.
I can only see the hallway still. Are we supposed to be able to see the room?
no,
I have not.
I don't.
You're not in an area that has a map.
He's been hiding and
Oh,
rehiding.
okay.
Oh, that's right.
I see.
Mm,
All right.
if presumably, if
I will
we
search.
circle the. Oh,
Yeah, circle. Yeah, you're right. That's what I was gonna say.
yeah, just to make sure there is other doors before we decide to go through.
I love
So, okay,
being
so
able to tell how
you-
much delay Scott has because he's recording. Because he does.
Huh? What?
I can
Are
hear
you-
both of them talking at
you-
the same time. They can't hear each other.
You're watching my
to be clear,
stream?
you guys are proceeding.
No.
Proceeding.
We are
proceeding
proceeding, I'm
deeper
sorry.
into this space in order to determine if there are any other exits before you take this door that you just found.
Yes, that I think is what we was planned.
I should make somebody the caller.
The shot
Okay,
caller,
so-
or should not be.
Do the option too.
So the caller is, it used to exist in like older versions of D&D where only one player was allowed to tell the DM what the party's doing when the party's trying to decide what to do. So the DM doesn't have to try to figure out what the party's doing. There's one person whose job is it to say, okay, here's the plan, here's what we're doing, and here's how we're doing it. So I may have us do that in the future. I think that would be a big help online. So you guys, you move further into the space, and are you guys moving like into the center? Are you following
I'm trying
the
to go back to
edge?
this-
Like, how are you doing?
The edge, I think, would make sense. Unless. Yeah, I mean, we're looking for
The
a door. so in
forward
theory-
or the outward edge?
Whichever one takes us more east or west.
I mean,
east.
it's the same. Counterclockwise. Let's go with the outward edge because that's the side that you access this space on to begin with. So as you move your way around, you find that the wall angles away from the doorway. So if you came in, if the direction you came in is straight ahead, it angles off to your right, and the space broadens until it's, I don't know, until it's wider at least than the distance between the two doors you came through. or the first door and the door you found. And as you do, as you're going along the outward edge, you find another viewport going outside, and you realize that even though you've come to an area exposed to space, it is basically pitch dark in here, and you can see stars, but the station must have moved into the shadow of the planet since you landed. Also, I'll note I rolled randomly to see like what time in your day you guys arrived, and I got a result that it was basically like the middle of the morning for you guys.
Hmm.
So you have quite a while before you'll need to take a rest. Just a parenthetical note. And you guys have been going for about 5 hours.
So
So okay, so that said, you continuing on, you quickly realize that this space is much larger than any of the individual rooms that you've visited. It's much more akin to the area that was outside of your own docking bay. Uh, just a broad concourse area. And after you're continuing forward, and then you realize that ahead of you, you can see a little bit of light.
uh, what's our plan for dealing with these guys? Are we gonna try and be friendly? Do we want guns blazing? Assuming these are the people.
Um, I mean, we clearly we don't want to just like shoot him in the head. We want to talk to him one way or another.
Well, I mean, not right away. I guess basically, should we announce our presence, or should we just kind of stealth up? Well, I guess try to stealth up. I think we're all wearing glow bugs. We'd have to cover them up, I guess, but. I don't know. Any of us actually good at stealth?
I think
I'm decent at it.
I might be reasonably not awful. I have a +1.
You were an assassin, so I kind of hope you were. We have a couple
Yeah, I
more
also have
sneak
a
ahead and check
+1
it out.
too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you guys could sneak ahead and check it out. Just cover up your glow bugs.
Stick all the glow bugs on me.
Or that. That's the other option is we announce our presence. What does this mean? Oh. I thought I didn't see Steven's message for Ben's.
That I was
Um,
just making an angry crying face for no reason.
No, but yeah, pretty much. If we're not gonna stealth, we may as well just announce we're all here. Or maybe not all of us are here, but you know. I guess Jim's sneaking.
Jim is crazy.
Jim sneaks past while Acros is debating.
I don't
So
know,
Jim tucks. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna narrate what Jim did. So if you had something else you wanted to do at the same time, go ahead.
The only thing I was gonna suggest is we could have Jim hang back with I don't know, the sniper rifle, ready to shoot if things go poor. I guess.
I guess either way, him sneaking would be good for that. So
Yeah, true.
It does make a lot more sense to do it that way.
we could give him the starship. That never actually happened in this timeline, so that means nothing. But we could give him the starship.
All right. Well, okay. Either way,
you should-
Felden at the last second grabs a hold of Jim's shoulder before he walks forward into who knows what, and suggests that he sets up the sniper rifle instead of sneaking around. What's our line of sights look like here? Like, it's still pitch black everywhere, right?
Yes, except for the little 10-meter pool of light where you guys are. There's a lot of line of sight blockers, the large pillar like things that you noticed earlier, the regular trees. There's not as many vines because the ceiling is higher in here. The ceiling is higher than your light reaches, but there's still a lot of obstructions. You right now you got trees like the ones that were outside your
Docking bay.
yeah, outside the docking bay. They don't have leaves and they don't really have branches. They just go right up to the ceiling and then are rooted there. So that you can just see little glimmers of obvious artificial light up ahead, but you don't have a clear line of sight from where you are. And your sneak check will just treat that as your sneak check for anything sneaky you do for this scene.
I mean, yeah, we could push forward, and just have Jim be ready to. If anything, having us be bumbling around like idiots while Jim is sneaking behind us would make him less likely to be seen in theory.
Yeah, true.
I know. Akros will keep going forward. If anyone else wants to be in stealth as to not get shredded by enemies.
All right. Are you you're proceeding forward with your light on, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. So
Presume- I mean-
Akaris,
Where would Shui go?
I think Shuri
probably
would
go
probably accompany you guys.
He likes to talk to people. Maybe they need healing. No. Doesn't have to be everyone going
So-
forward. Anyone who wants to hang back other than, you know.
So Akaris and Shuri are going forward. Are Wong, Jim is setting up somewhere with his sniper rifle. What are Wong and Theldon doing?
I would consider sneaking, but I don't think I'm gonna get nearly as good of a sneak score as Jim does, to be honest.
I mean, it doesn't mean you
Um,
can't try. Maybe they have terrible perception.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, I guess if things go wrong for you guys, I can be your bullet sponge and hold back all their guns, I guess.
Actually, much like a real sponge, you'll get hit, and then when you get squeezed, you'll shoot them. That doesn't really work the way I meant it to, but you know what I mean. You'll expel additional bullets at them.
Yes.
All right. What's Wong doing? Oh yeah.
The child is screaming, so Wong can talk now.
Yes.
Wong is gonna sort of stay back as well. He's not gonna stay entirely back, but he's gonna be behind the group and alert
Okay.
to things.
So you're
with his
setting
fruit
yourself up
extended.
sort of in a okay. With the fruit
in a
extended. All right.
catch other fruits or throw fruit at them.
Do you?
Either
All right.
Wong, you know there's a thing you can
Wong
get.
has positioned himself as the fruit ninja.
You know there's a teleportation skill that just gives you perfect awareness in a 100-meter radius?
I think that's
I
actually.
am I able to get that? Yeah. Well, I have telekinesis and teleportation, but
Yes.
both of them are
Well, I
level
mean,
3,
you can.
so.
Yeah. I mean, you can't develop it right now, but it's. I mean, there's no reason that you wouldn't be able to get it. When you
I don't
level up.
have any skill points right now. So.
Well, you'll have it
Yeah.
by the time you level up. I don't know. Sorry,
So-
I was just looking through the skills to see if you had anything for stealth, but
So Wong in between. How is Jim setting up?
He.
Lives in a pineapple under the sea. Sorry, the way
I
you said
think
it
I
sounded
think
like that.
he's not gonna like, because of how varied and obstructed the environment is. He's going to follow the group about. He's going to keep them in his line of sight, but he's going to stay outside the radius of the light they give off. Maybe double the radius if he can. So I guess what's that, 20 meters off?
Okay.
But keep them not just the light visual, but actually have like a physical visual of the group as they move forward.
Okay. So as you guys move forward, you notice that where previously off to your right, outward, the wall had just gone up and out of your vision. But now, about 6 meters up, there's actually a lip that you can make out.
Hmm.
It has, vines and things sort of draped over it.
Huh.
You can also see that there are like all along the edge, underneath the vines, there are like signs, like advertisements or logos for different things, restaurants and stores. And under the vines, there are gaps when you're at the mall or like at a food court. There's the wall and then rooms behind it, and there will be openings of larger or smaller size. It's like that. Some of them are sealed shut, and others are wide open.
Oh, that's something we could look into, but I'm more concerned about the possible enemies.
All right. So you guys just continue along the through this area. So
Continue heading
then
towards the light. That's never worked out wrong for anybody. Ooh, a map. That's never a good sign.
all right. So you guys continue along. Jim literally shadowing you.
How much of this map are we supposed to be able to see?
That far. So as you approach the light, it you can tell, and you get around more of the obstructions. It's this extremely bright white light, electric light, and it drives everything on the near side of these objects into a very dark shadow. And everything else is just in this stark, pure illumination. So I assume Jim is hanging back, some distance off the back end of the map. He would not be able to see through the pillars. You can see, now that they're illuminated, you can see that they don't go all the way up to the ceiling. They like sort of taper off. And they have at different points, they have like veins, like VANES coming off of them, like wide circular platforms almost extruded from them at various points. And also the up at the top of the space, the very tippy top, it sort of arcs up. You can see a spine, or like a metal beam running down the length of it. It's covered in vines, but it looks like it might be some sort of catwalk along the center. So that would be like 15 meters straight up, down the center of this space. On either side, there.
He coughed.
On either side, there are walkways, elevated walkways, 6 meters up. You can tell that that's what you saw just a minute ago. And then ahead of you, so the areas you're in, like on the lee side of, or the clockwise side of these pillar-like objects, is in deep shadow. But everything else is very well illuminated.
Well, we're also well illuminated because I don't think any of us hit our
Yes,
glow
you're
bugs
you're
to
also
kill big
illuminated. You're
people.
not, so the glow bugs compared to this other light is like nothing.
Right, but I'm just saying they can definitely see us coming. Is more what I was.
Yes, they can definitely see you coming.
Well, Oh, hey, perfect. The one spot Jim might have a sight line is in line with that guy who's got a different token. I mean, we kind of assumed this seems like a much worse situation than I was expecting. Didn't she only show us like 3 guys on a camera
That was what she had
in the
shown you
spoke hallway,
guys.
I guess. This is more than 3 guys. A lot more. Definitely.
You also notice that this area there's substantially less vegetation around this area, and the whole it's very widely burnt.
So,
Well,
feels like there's 2 options. Turn
Wow.
around, go back the way we came.
turning around is starting to look more and more like an option, but I feel like we kind of have to deal with this. Because if they breach the thing and get the item we're after, then we have to chase them in space, which we're not really.
Or option two, which would be somehow talk our way past them.
I
Do
mean,
we
we
need-
could try, Ben wouldn't put an impossible fight in front of us.
Sure, you
As
would.
long as she
Running
stays
away
behind
is
the
always
door
an
and
option.
constantly heals us.
Running away is always an option.
I think
Long as the fruit.
if we're being tactical, assuming they haven't spotted us and are already zeroing in an execution attack, I feel like not to play into Ben's hands. Not that we're, but he very clearly set up a couple places for Wong to do some teleportation usage, the catwalk and the 6-meter walkways. So if he wants to make use of those in some way, I would recommend
So-
it.
The catwalks you said are 15 meters up, is that right?
There's a
Yeah,
there's
15
like,
meters up in the direct center. So like running down the middle of this space like that.
Is there one near Jim right now?
The catwalk is up. I mean,
Does it run the whole length
not-
of the room, or is it only over in the?
It runs the whole length of the top center of the room. It's suspended from the ceiling. So it's not near Jim in the sense that he could walk there, but it's like roughly above where Jim is.
I mean, I can pick him up and move him there with his consent, of course. And then he's up there elevated with his sniper and all that.
Again, this is even with how many potential guns there are pointed this direction. There's literally no. I mean, if we get into combat, one of us immediately dies, maybe 2, and the rest could potentially run away. Like there is no combat option here.
Mm,
I disagree.
I mean, I also disagree, if only because I
I have a fruit.
But specifically, we don't have to fight them. We can just talk to them.
Is this
Yeah,
fruit? You can try
yeah.
that first.
Yes, yeah. Talking. I think either running away or talking are the only
I'm just
option.
saying,
I think
if
are the
we're
only
going to be
options.
talking to them
Fighting
anyway,
is not an option here, at
I
least.
mean,
If there was a way to
Yeah.
pick them off one by one in the corridors away from
Like
here,
sniping.
sure. No, but they couldn't.
Maybe we can get them so upset at us that they'll run after us, and then we can ambush them or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that'll work out fantastic.
Jackson,
Um,
that's your job to make them that angry.
Oh.
You're the talker.
But yeah, I think Steven's idea works though either way, because the catwalk also goes back the way we came, right? It doesn't just like cut
It
off.
does. Yes.
So even if we have to start running away, you being up there isn't going to be a downside.
And we're not in combat yet, so I could freely move you up there, basically, because
Right.
the effort is only for the scene while I'm using it, and you would be up there, and the scene would start.
We don't have
So-
any visual of anybody occupy the catwalk.
You haven't.
You would be.
You guys really have not closely inspected their defenses up until now, especially since you guys have been discussing it. I've been assuming that you guys have been hanging back far enough to not directly expose yourself, and that nobody's tried to get any detailed information about what's ahead of you.
I mean,
Right, but we can see the catwalk that is above us.
Correct.
And of the area
The-
we
the-
can
yes.
see, there are not any inhabitants.
Not directly above you, no. Not in the nearby areas. Or not for like, I don't know,
However many meters.
like 30 meters or whatever.
Well, we can't. I mean, we can't see past like this thing here. So,
Well,
The catwalk's above it, so you can see that.
but doesn't that go to the ceiling?
no, he explicitly
No. These are between at this. I think this one in particular is only 3 meters, but again, I'm not interpreting your tokens literally at the moment. But the other ones are in between 9 and 12. I think the tallest one's 12. The shortest one might be 6.
Okay. So even floating me up to the catwalk, they will see me as I'm flying.
It's not floating, it's teleporting.
Oh, that's right. Teleporting.
I mean, I can
You can-
teleport you up and then teleport back down, but that would waste some efforts.
Well, floating would get him seen, so maybe just teleport him. You don't have to
It
come
moves
back down.
It moves 20 meters in a 6-second thing, whatever, right? So it's pretty fast. Maybe if they're staring at him, looking for him, they might see. But
I mean, a
20
kid with that many guys, they must have some eyes looking this direction, presumably.
I'm just saying,
I think teleport is a safer option.
teleport's an option, but it wastes 2 effort of mine. Or I could walk him up the wall. I can carry him up the wall, walking up the wall behind us to the
That-
catwalk. That'd be even easier.
I'd be more okay with that than you levitating him, because if you do it
Oh, it's also the other room.
if you do it back in the shadow, it'll be not. They would
Right,
definitely not.
because the catwalk extends all the way back to the door, so we could just walk up the wall next to the catwalk. I could walk up the wall carrying him. And that takes only an effort for the scene again. I just try not to waste a bunch of efforts here, because teleporting more than 10 meters is an effort.
Well,
And you-
Ben said one of the structures here reaches to like 12.
I should walk up that
Yes.
and then teleport the 10 meters?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
I
that's
think
what I was saying.
Burden application take an extra one? I don't think it does.
Burdened
Maybe mine
application
for
does,
carrying.
but my interpretation of the teleportation, the basic teleportation ability is that you can carry. If you can physically lift a person, you can take them with you. Burdened
Oh, I
application lets you take multiple people who are just standing nearby.
Right, and Wong is actually strong, so he can carry people.
Correct.
Well, he has good strength.
If you think it makes sense to put me on the catwalk, let's save the effort and you wall walk up to a height in which you can teleport me in one go without spending the effort.
In the shadow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they definitely.
You could obviously move up on the catwalk as you need to, or you can sneak. Or you can just stay back, because you can probably see out of the shadow, whether you're with your sniper and all that. You don't have to be in the light to see. Is that what we're gonna do?
And then, I mean, it's up to you if you want to stay up there with him or not.
I think it'd be a good vantage point for me, because I can just jump off. I'm not gonna take any fall damage or anything.
Then I would say probably stay up there with him.
And it is a better spot in case I do want to sneak up on them somehow.
Well,
Or maybe I'll walk on the ceiling.
All right. So Wong lifts or like I guess you wouldn't even have to lift Jim for the first part. So Jim and Wong climb up the tallest one of these spires. So as you're doing that,
on the
what is
shadow.
everybody else doing?
Yes. Waiting for me to get into position.
Okay. So you're
yeah.
so as you're climbing up this, obviously Wong is having no trouble at all because his psychic ability just lets him stick to it. It's a little bit more of a struggle for Jim, especially carrying his sniper rifle. And you get maybe halfway up, and you're looking at the surface directly ahead of you. You realize it's sort of here and there has these almost you've been using them as handholds, actually, these like striations running along or grooves running around the outside of it. and you feel something tickle your fingers
Wait.
as you're climbing occasionally, and you look and you see that in these grooves there are these holes that go back into the into the
So,
pillar.
and, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was not climbing. Steven was just like carrying me in his arms while he
Yeah.
walks on it with his feet.
I figured he wouldn't want to do that, but in
I'm back
that
here.
case, Wong
doesn't
will
look the
look
same
down and see the same thing. Down
Does Jim notice it?
sideways.
No, I would not notice it. You're carrying me.
Jim does not notice it because he's just being carried up. He's more concerned about the ground getting 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away.
That's a good. Yeah. Yep.
Well, Wong's gonna point it out to him, I guess, whatever it is. There's things on the rock, growing out of the rock. Bugs? I don't know what they are yet. Something.
There might be bug colonies, actually, like termite colonies, kind of.
I think that is a pretty good thought.
But we should not worry about it. These are
Yeah.
not the thoughts that are relevant.
So Wong continues up, and you can see that the top side of the veins or discs protruding from the side of these are covered in some kind of algae. They're like very shallow pools. But you reach the top without further incident, and Wong teleports you to the catwalk.
Woohoo!
I shall go prone on the catwalk.
All right. So, if there is some sort of if we wind up an initiative, basically, Jim, you can assume yourself to have made whatever preparations would be appropriate in the moments leading up to that. So you don't need to be super specific. Meanwhile, it is Wong. So Wong, and then Wong is staying up there. So the catwalk is narrow. I don't know. It's only wide enough to walk down about single file. And there are cables connecting it to the ceiling, so they come down at a shallow, like a 30-degree angle down. They're wide at the top, and then they come down to the sides of the catwalk. But there are vines coiling and wrapped around the cables and the catwalk and the railing and everything. So down below are Cherie and Akris and Theldon. So what are the three of you doing? The two of you who are present.
Okay. If
Yeah, I
Drew
guess
were
how do we
here,
want to go about this?
he'd probably want to actually come up with us because he does the talking. But since we can't make him talk, he's probably going to hang back behind this pillar. He can still reach people quickly if we get injured, but also he's not. These do provide cover, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the relatively short one, which as you approach, you can tell that it was damaged with explosives. But all of them are certainly tall enough for you to use as cover.
But we'll just hang back, just so he doesn't get shot. Someone's got to walk up and talk to him. May as well be me, because I can reroll ones if this counts as negotiation or diplomacy.
Do you want me to be with you, or do you want me to hide behind one of the trees?
It's up to you. You've already been executed at least once, so if you want to do that again, well, we can see them though. I don't think they can do that. Pretty hard to miss them one shot on us. But I don't know. It's up to you. Honestly, you probably could have gone up with them if you wanted to, but I guess it's a little late for that now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, true. I guess so. If they don't.
They might just insta kill me if they think I'm alone. To be fair.
That's
But-
true. That's true. I guess if you need a bodyguard, I guess I can come out with you just to like, I don't know, take a shot if you need it. I guess.
Well, thanks.
You can
Uh,
probably take a few shots. You're tanky.
yeah, he's got a fair point. You could take several shots, and you could probably take twice as many shots as me. In fact, bare minimum. But that won't happen because we'll just talk them down.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, I guess we'll officially walk into line of sight. I don't know, whoever that is. If this is close enough, if we have to be in the light part.
Yeah. So the gray is not really a line of sight thing. It's just it
Well, you
just
said it was
indicates a
shadowed.
slight difference in the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's shadowed. At least the far side is shadowed.
I guess we have glow
So
bombs on, so
as you walk out, you can clearly see that they're on high alert. They, you know, like as you guys have been discussing, they could see you. They could tell that something was out there moving around with lights for like 15 minutes now, as you guys have been discussing and
presumably Wong and
pre-positioning.
Jim covered their lights when they started climbing, I would hope. Presumably.
So
Yes, Jim is not.
We
lit
should
up.
have, but we didn't specify.
so you guys walk out. Ahead of you, you can see that there's a barricade. It's about 6 meters, or sorry, 6 feet. It's 2 meters high. And it is made out. It seems to be made out of chunks of this right here that was blown up.
That's actually pretty cool.
And you can also see that there's a bridge connecting the two sides here, and it's at the same height as the lip on the edge, and you can see right in the center is a machine gun emplacement. And then these here are like pillars at the two ends of the bridge that go all the way up to the ceiling, but there's enough of like a niche there that you just make out somebody's head sort of laying in a indentation in the pillar. It's like there's enough space around the edge of it for somebody to stand, sit, or lie down. And the guy, all of the people that you can see, you know, their head and shoulders are they're dressed similarly. So they're wearing the like a I guess I just looked up how to do that. So they've got like cloth caps on. You can tell that they're wearing armor, but it's lighter armor.
Streetwear, I believe.
Well, it's not street armor, but it's equivalent to like the higher levels of street armor. It would just be like a police vest type thing. And they've got these sort of shoulder mantles going on with red trim. The only one that's dressed differently is this guy,
The Jedi.
the Jedi-looking guy. He's got a gray robe with a red hood.
Does he actually have a revolver, or is that just left over?
You can't see. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter yet that he's armed with a revolver, but you can't see his holster right now. He doesn't have it out. All of these guys that you can see, with the exception of the one with the red hood, they're definitely at excuse me. They have their weapons at low ready. They are alert, and they seem on edge, but they don't seem actively hostile right now. Also realize
Is there any reason for us
technically see that
to
area.
think they've already fought something here?
Yeah.
Did they just set up a barricade for no reason?
That would be a reasonable assumption, or at least there was some sort of risk they were anticipating.
It's the ants from the termites thingies.
Ones we're standing on top of.
Those ones,
Well, you're
yeah.
on the catwalk. But
Well, the ones I was standing on top of with my literal feet.
So
Not bare
as
feet,
you walk
bare feet.
out, one of the guys, I'll mark him with a purple dot here. The one standing next to the man in the robe, will call out, "Halt! State your business and identify yourselves."
Mercenaries and mercenary work. If I was looking for an artifact,
He and the guy in the robe trade a look, and he says, "Any artifacts on this station have already been claimed. I'm going to need you to leave at once."
claimed by who? I mean, we can leave. I kind of would like to not go back through all those plants and insects, but I mean, you can have them. We're not. If we were stupid enough to fight, definitely wouldn't have walked out here and started talking to you. But
So what are you?
Jim lines up an execution attack.
Um,
I mean,
what are you trying to? What's the goal of what you're saying right now? Like,
Oh,
are
get him.
you trying to get information from him? Are you trying to convince him to do something? Are you trying to portray yourselves as non-hostile?
Well, definitely the non-hostile. My statement was correct. If we were going to fight them, I definitely would not have just had us walk out in front of them. I guess primarily information. Because worst case scenario, I would getting into their line would be helpful, but then we'd also be surrounded. Although we technically have them surrounded if Jim stays out here, based on how circles work. But I guess
Trying
specifically
ever larger
information.
circles. Alright. So,
Guess we're trying to make it
he'll
seem-
respond with, "I don't really care what you have to go through. You've already been through it once, but there's nothing here for you."
Okay. He's allowed to sit there.
Okay, I guess he's gonna.
If you kick him, you are in trouble, not him.
Seriously, man, have a hurt. I can tell you're maybe not, I guess not mercenary, but you know how it is.
No.
You think I want my friend here to get killed just because we had to walk all the way back through there? He's got a family. I don't know if we actually know that. I'm just gonna. I would technically be lying, but because I have no proof that's true.
Yeah, I do have a family, yes.
Accurate is actually.
Scream, that's true, I do.
So so you're trying to convince him to let you pass?
I let us shelter with him, I guess. I don't know. I didn't think this far ahead, Ben. I'll be honest with you. But yeah. Basically, let us. I guess in theory, if we get shelter with them, we could get information out of them. So yeah. You know, trying to make it seem like we've already given up on searching and just want to get out of here alive.
Okay. Go ahead and make a talk check.
I have +2 in that now, thanks to my skills. Oh, I do have. I didn't need the +2, really. But
Know how to move him.
I'm still of the opinion that Jim should make an execution attack.
he's
Well-
he could always make it after we get in.
I mean, if he kills the Jedi guy, then we don't have to worry about none of this.
That would
So,
not solve our current issue.
He,
He's a whole hunk of guy.
So, as far as movement goes, like exiting from this, we want as a group to get past them. Like, where are we going?
I guess that's true. Do we have to?
Like,
Based on where
let's-
we went, this would be. If the door we got to was a spoke going into the center, I think technically we might have to go somewhat this direction. Maybe not necessarily through here, but
Well, we think
I think if-
back to any turnoffs we had, any other directions we could have gone. Would they a couple of them ended up here, or did we see any other? We didn't see any other like paths leading into the path we ended up that opened up into this area, right?
If I'm interpreting you correctly, you're asking if any of the paths that you passed would have led here.
Yeah. Do we have when these termite mound things or whatever behind us in the darkness? Did we notice any other passages opening into this area?
Oh, no. Not other than what seemed like it would just be like a store or a restaurant or a utility closet or something like that along the edge. No hallways.
Okay.
So in theory, if our spatial awareness is correct, we'd have to get past them. I guess we haven't. Do we explore the other room enough to know that this is the only other door, or not door, but other path?
I mean, you guys went past several paths that you did not explore earlier.
I meant in the room we just came out of. The with the scorch ones, because we were exploring that outside of that and found this, right?
So that was sort of contiguous with the space you're in now. It widened out a little bit, but other than that, is the same.
Okay. But in theory, okay. I'm just trying to. I mean, realistically, the answer is we have to go through here because Ben wouldn't have built all this if we didn't have to do something with it. But
I would
non-metagaming.
encourage you not to make assumptions like that.
That's fair. You also do sound like the type to sometimes just build entire things. We've probably skipped it. But yeah.
Even if you guys are welcome to come up with alternative solutions, to any problem I pose. Even if it seems like there's an obvious one, you guys are welcome to try other things.
Sometimes the obvious ones.
To date, you guys have done a number of things that were not prepared elements.
You mean like rolling a perfect 16 to go through a space jump we shouldn't have made?
I
way you
will
could
say
have
I did make some notes for that eventuality, but I didn't expect it to actually happen.
Impossible.
But yes, just like that.
But yeah.
So you spin a convincing story of your exhaustion, and you point out how Theldin his face is visibly puffy from the poison earlier, and you see him sort of weighing his options in his mind. He doesn't seem completely against the idea of letting the two of you basically crash on the outskirts of their camp for a few hours.
I mean,
can I get you to make a mental save?
A mental save? Oh.
A mental save.
That sounds like a Jedi thing. Oof. I'm quite
Sounds
bad.
like a psychic.
Do you need me to take one too, or no?
Just him for now.
He's gonna read your mind.
Shui
He's
can
a
see the guy,
telepath.
would he would definitely meta psionics, whatever it is.
Yes. So he can see that. You guys are wearing your headsets, right?
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah. I mean, you guys haven't really been in a position to split up and use them much, but you did mention them earlier, so I assumed you had them. You'll hurriedly hear him. I guess he wouldn't have to whisper, but he's whispering anyway. Is somebody just used telepathy on you? And a moment later, you'll see the guy you've been talking to suddenly stiffen, and he opens his mouth to say something. What do you guys do?
Hit him quickly. Take the shot, Scott or Jim, whatever.
Scott.
Sorry, I blacked out.
Shot.
I blacked out for a second. What happened?
This guy definitely just read my mind and found out we're listening to him. Well,
and he's
I
about to
should
say
have.
something, and you should have had an execution attack ready already. But
I mean,
He
I
definitely. I mean, he would have been setting it up.
Yeah,
I-
Jim. That's why I said Jim has had plenty of time to do whatever he wants to do.
okay, sorry. S- Jackson failed a mental save, and his mind is being read. That's what I heard.
Yes, Shui has actively
you
pointed out.
don't you don't know for sure what happened, but Cherie, you heard Cherie say over the radio that somebody used a telepathy ability on him, and the I don't know, we'll
Which is
call him
generally
the
just Atticus'
commander,
side.
that you guys have been talking to. A minute after that, went from relaxed to
Ready,
on
alert.
alert. And he's about to say something.
Okay.
Jim, give him the thunder.
So I guess instinct. I mean, Jim knows we don't win this fight. Maybe we get shot off and then we run away, but
Mains will take out the leader if we get a shot off.
then they're, hostile no matter what when we run into them later.
They're gonna be hostile now.
Okay. I mean,
If, assuming we all get a chance to do something, Akros would definitely say to, would definitely imply that Jim should,
You guys don't have any time to communicate before the
right.
next thing
Yes. He's saying afterwards. Assuming I don't shoot immediately, if something bad happens, Acarus would then tell. I mean, if Jim sees them shoot
I
at them,
think
then
you
he's going
guys
to shoot.
need to make your decisions individually on your next action, because you don't have time to discuss it. What does Jim do when he receives this message?
I don't think that would be inherently enough for him to just pull the trigger when he knows that a hostile action is last resort.
Okay, so Jim knows he can't take this back, so he holds his fire. Cherie's given his warning. What do Akris and Theldon do?
Cool. I know Akris has his mind read. I mean, if he says fire, like we're screwed.
At best, we could probably. I don't think we could move very far. Dropping phone would be about the best we could accomplish in half a second of thinking.
Is this the scale?
It is.
I don't think we could move 4 meters before we get sprayed down. Is dropping prone? Let me check. Is dropping
prone is an instant action.
Is that? And then there's the other action. Let me find it. Systems, combat.
Total defense is +4 defense, and it is also an instant action, but you give up your next main action.
Okay, but it would be.
If
you could do both at the same time.
Yeah, movement is probably
Yes.
he doesn't necessarily need a main action.
And movement is separate from main action.
Correct.
So, and it's half of a movement to get up from prone. So, 5 meters, and then another 5 to get behind cover. So I think, our best bet would be total defense drop to prone, because that would be +6 total, right? For being shot at while prone.
Yes.
Which is about the best we're gonna get.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I would drop prone at that moment.
It's gonna be real awkward if they don't shoot us after this.
You could just tell him you passed out.
I will say, now that we've officially,
the shards
I guess
in my face.
Wong hasn't decided. I'll wait for Steven to say what Wong is doing before I point out what I've probably just noticed.
Okay. What does Wong do?
Wong's looking around at the termite things for a big enough rock that he might actually. He has a fruit bomb in his hand. Well, Wong is prepared to throw the fruit bomb.
Okay.
Now that
Wong is not naive enough to think there's no fighting gonna happen.
I will point out, Jim missed his execution attack chance because if he now knows that I have an entire group of 5, he's gonna know that I guess it depends on how much of Akos's mind he read. But If
no,
he knows
let me-
that
let
you
me check.
exist and
Let
are
me
on
check
the
execution.
catwalk, that would technically mean you can execution attack him,
Let me check execution.
right? In theory, I think based on
In
It
how
has to be
theory.
against an unwary target, right? So it can't be the guy at least
they're aware,
anymore.
they're aware we have a sniper in the catwalk that's been lining up a shot.
Well,
that
he is
would be-
aware. They
So-
are not yet, unless he has also spoken to them with his brain. Which
So
might be.
my sniper, I think it's listed as level 1. I'm pretty sure it's level 2. Okay, that doesn't change anything.
But anyway, that's just metagaming. I'm just saying.
So
I would
that
need
might have been
to.
your
I would
one
need
shot,
to
so.
see the rules on. I need to read execution attack.
It requires that the target is unaware. I would say that it requires the target is unaware for you to set it up, but presumably if you have a split second, you could take it. But Jim has held his fire. Wong is preparing his fruit. I'm gonna assume that you levitate it forward 20 meters. So
I mean, you can get it decently close.
Yeah, it's just about above them. And then Akaris and Theldon are diving prone.
Diving prone plus total defense.
All right. So you guys can move yourselves 3 meters with that. I'll let you move yourselves 3 meters with that.
3 meters backwards. That's pretty much the only option.
So receiving this message, the two of you make eye contact as the man's shouting, "They're imposters! They're here for the artifact!"
That's what we said.
And
Did state we were here for
you
artifacts.
said you're here for a artifact. He said the artifact.
Hey, the artifact means we do have to kill these guys. Or at least, get there before them.
Don't let them escape. And at this point, we're just going straight into initiative. So Wong gets to go first.
Yeah, you pre-rolled initiative. I forgot.
Oh yeah, pre-roll. I was like, why am I going first? Oh yeah, that's why. Okay. So Wong is obviously far too far for his fruit. Are we gonna have an icon for my fruit, or just the fruit?
The fruit is I said since you were specifically getting it ready, I just assumed you levitated it forward as far as you could. So
it's close.
you could get
to
it
them?
to above anybody right now.
Yeah, you could get them this turn. So not.
Oh,
really
that's the
20.
fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here.
I can't see
you
it.
could drop it
but
on
yeah.
top of anybody.
It
It doesn't matter.
well, we don't know if he's also a telekinetic or he's just a telepath or what. We don't actually know which guy's a telepath. We just know somebody's a telepath.
Well, no, I think wouldn't.
we can almost probably correctly guess it's the red-headed hooded guy, but we don't know that for sure.
We could have figured that out before just by looking at him being different. But yes, specifically, I think Shui would technically know that the guy had been the one who used.
If Shuri can see the user, then he can identify it. But he did not specify who it was. So
Well,
it might be somebody else.
I guess, but I was gonna say also. No, wait. I thought we discovered last time. I thought you discussed. I thought if he saw me, he would. I know he would know it was you. Right, never mind. I was thinking last time when we determined that if there was telepathy, he would know it was being used, even if he couldn't see the user. Okay, that's actually explicitly what we discussed last time. Now that I think about it.
Okay. Well, then in that case, Wong will aim it for that guy. They're not that guy. They not paid purple. Not purple guy. No, purple. What's purple guy stand for? I don't know. But red hooded guy.
That's the guy you were talking to. So
Oh,
presumably the
okay.
commander.
Either one. We'll aim for between them, I guess, on the ground or something. I don't know.
Between them?
It's an explosive, technically.
All right.
It is.
So Wong levitates his fruit over top of them and releases it. And this guy sees it coming, and you see it. He reaches up and makes a motion with his hand, and it falls just to the side of him, and this guy gets the full brunt of it.
That's cheating. You can't use psychic powers. Only with one.
He's also telekinetic. Then look at that. Wow.
Hey,
Yes.
look at that.
And,
Hey,
and
So surprised by that.
this guy is.
He also doesn't care enough about his people not to let them get hurt, though.
There we go.
Because oh wow,
It's
that kind of
this
decimated
is
him,
this is
actually.
model. Mechanically, this guy passed his save, and this guy failed his save. That's all that was. And he gets sprayed with seeds, and he doesn't look good. You can tell that he just received a huge dose. And then immediately, apparently, these guys up here with the machine gun have just been praying for a chance to use their big gun. And they swing it over, and they unleash a barrage of fire down onto where Theldon and Akris are. So, does total defense affect your evasion save?
That's a good question. Let me find the combat.
Because I need both of you to make an evasion save.
Total defense.
And I can't make the execution attack out of turn, right?
Correct. It's on your turn.
Immune to shock damage. Gain. Oh, it's only +2 to armor class, so it'd be yeah. Okay. I thought it was +4 for some reason. Yeah, no, it doesn't affect evasion save. So we're just making flight evasion saves.
Yes. While I desperately look for where I wrote the stats of this down.
Hey, couldn't I have gotten that for the mental save? It wouldn't have. I mean, yeah. There we go. Well, good at evading, but not good at being smart.
All right. So you guys take half of 11. So you guys take 5 damage each from the spray of machine gun fire.
That's more meaningful for me than it is for Theldon.
Actually, scratch that. It is 3 damage because
It's split between
area
two of us,
fire is half damage, and then it's halved again for your save.
Oh wait, so I would actually gain 2. Okay, that's even less damaging.
S-
Now the other 7 guys take their shots.
I'm actually gonna double check because I'm. No, a successful evasion save is actually no damage on suppression, so you guys
Okay.
take no damage. You press yourselves down behind whatever chunks of metal and shards of glass, bits of plant that you can find, and miraculously these guys seem to have maybe snatched the trigger a little bit in their rush to kill you. And next up is Jim.
Yeah. Gunfire, I will make that execution attack, assuming you will allow.
You're targeting the guy in the hood?
That seems like the most reasonable target. It is inside my normal range, so it's a 8, I believe. It requires an 8.
Yep, go ahead. Oh, it's a shoot check. Oh yeah.
Oh.
No missing whatsoever. So then
Doesn't your sniper have an
it
effect
does
for
maximum
execution?
damage. The
I almost
attacker or
rolled
the
max
victim
damage
makes a
anyway.
physical save, which he passed. The penalty is equal to your combat skill, and your shoot skill is
3.
3. He still passes.
Wait, the
Yes,
physical save is to not instantly be mortally wounded?
correct.
His
Or they will
sniper
be
rifle
mortally wounded on the
explicitly.
spot.
Doesn't his sniper rifle explicitly say it mortally wounds him instantly? Like he dies now?
Because
Uh,
of
Right? Any
sniper.
target it mortally wounds via an execution attack will die instantly. With no chance for
Oh yeah,
stabilization.
and if you sniper too, he takes an additional -4.
Well,
and
if he
takes that
dies,
damage.
I don't think the -4 matters that much, but yeah. Well, I guess to be fair, you can bring people back from the dead, so maybe it does matter.
Will die. Yep, you're correct. So he lifts his hand and brushes the fruit aside, and then his head explodes into a fountain of gore as the booming crack
You
of
should have gone first, Scott.
Jim's sniper rifle echoes through the space, and he topples backward out of sight.
No, there might be some morale
I'm
thing,
going
something to this.
You should have gone first so that I could use the fruit on somebody else. Because clearly,
Well, you
The
did
other-
technically use
Yeah,
it on the other
yeah, the other guy almost died.
They all pass their morale saves.
guy. I'm impressed. I'm
But
pretty
that
sure if I
brings
saw
us
my commander's head
to,
literally pop,
These
I'd be
guys,
more concerned.
who yell, they killed
what's his name?
the saint.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay. Well, no, I don't. feel
they
as bad.
can't. No, they don't know. Actually, yeah,
He's
they
a cult
don't
leader.
seem to know where the shot came from because they don't aim up at the catwalk, but they aim over at the two of you who are still hugging the ground there. We're looking at a 20 and a 21 respectively.
20 and 21.
All right, so we get
hit?
one hit from the crew of them that hits Theldon,
Mm,
and it was a natural 20,
Oof.
which come to think of it, there are not crits. There's not double damage on crits in this system.
How much did he hit me
You-
for again?
Doesn't that auto injure? Didn't actually say the damage.
And so Theldon takes 5 damage as a stray bullet clips his calf and leaves a bullet burn there.
Medic.
5
and
damage calls for a
then-
medic. In fairness, it's not like it matters. You can just get it quick. But
And actually, there's a second hit. So this guy here, way back there, is wielding a DMR, and so there's a second crack similar to Jim's rifle, but just slightly lighter, that hits Theldon.
at least they're hitting the
And
tank.
this is a substantially. Holy cow! Okay.
I don't like the sound of that.
Please don't be more than 35 hit points.
If it did 35, I'd be a little concerned.
I
But
gotta
it
do my
definitely,
stat blocks better. That
definitely smells like
is
it's gonna be-
17 damage.
Yeah, that's a lot worse.
Okay, I am calling for a medic.
It's fine.
Alright, well.
Is that
Or for 17 damage on Acris.
2d10
What?
plus
Oh,
something?
I thought it was on Theldon.
I can't hear you guys. Hold on. I thought that was an awfully quiet reaction to that. damage number.
No, we were very loud about it. Trust me.
Is,
I don't
is
think
it?
you can hear you still.
What is it? Is it like
I'm just saying
2d10 plus something?
It might be.
15,
We should double check because if it's 17 for me, that's a lot worse than 17 for Theldon. 17 for me puts me at
It's still
3.
working.
So
Yeah, yesterday.
I would definitely need clarification on which one of us just took 17 damage.
He did originally say Theldon, but
Yeah.
But I mean,
Ben might be having internet issues now. My internet was poopy earlier.
so it's what? It's probably a void carbine, so it's probably
there we go.
3d6.
Yeah. So the DMR is 3d6.
It's a void
Also,
carbine,
who
yeah.
did the attack hit? Did it hit me or Theldon?
It hit you.
First said Delvin.
Okay.
Yeah, I said the wrong because the first one that did 5 hit Theldon.
Now I'm calling for a medic.
But Acris is hugging the ground. Bullets are tearing overhead, and then suddenly, a heavy round, perfectly aimed, flies through and hits you in the top of the shoulder. Or I guess you guys dove away, so it hits you in the lower back, and it tears all the way through your torso, leaving a gaping exit wound just below your left pectoral.
Cool. Don't even need both kidneys. It's for losers.
Theldon is up.
So it's half movement to get up from prone.
Actually, it's your full half
Oh,
movement
it's
is
full
D&D.
movement.
I will let you guys take 5 meters because I forgot that rule and I should have mentioned it.
I mean, you could also just
when
crawl.
you guys made this decision.
You could also just
Yeah,
half
you-
speed crawl behind cover. Not as big a deal either way.
True. Well, I was originally planning on grabbing you and pulling you into cover.
It's fine. Even if I go down, I just get back up. Right?
What?
I think Shui has long range healing.
He
I
does.
was walking
Yes.
by you.
Yeah, so we're
Good
good.
guy blanket back in and wrong.
Okay.
Death is meaningless,
Is that
remember?
okay?
You literally died, in fact. So
Well, I guess I will
No, it's not
crawl
here.
behind this small bit of cover,
Oh,
and I will peek around, and I will aim a shot at. I don't know. I guess this guy over here.
All right, go for it.
Do
From
700
prone.
damage to him.
Does he get a bonus for being prone?
No.
Shooting at him?
No. So that
Do quite a
that's
bit.
a hit. And this guy cries out and disappears behind the
Did you roll max on that?
the barricade there.
Did not roll max on that now.
No,
Roll
he
four
can
to
deal more
hit.
damage than that.
Yeah,
There's immediately there's a crack and a bullet skims past your head from the north this time as they return fire.
Ah, that's a
And-
unique mechanic.
It was just his turn.
There's no reactions in this game.
It should, well, yeah, I guess not really.
So Cherie will lean around the corner and he will attempt to heal Acarus. And you gain 14 HP.
Oh man, that +6 is really helpful.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Acarus.
That inverted my health technically. I'm probably also going to crawl behind cover because I like living. I guess I'll also be in a position to return fire.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack, and then there will be some return fire.
I do have the rifle ready.
Do this here. What is this?
Hey, good news. We'll definitely have tons of ammo after this fight. I don't know, I'm
We're
just
still
getting the gun.
running away, right? It only take them like 3 turns if they want to rush us.
Hit that guy, I guess. Just clear that section of the wall off.
If they want to rush us, they are not going to be happy.
All right.
At least after it's my turn.
You clip another one off of the top of the wall, and there's a smattering of return fire, but it is inaccurate.
Sure.
I mean, if Jim
Which
says
brings
we
us
should
back to
run,
Juan.
I would disagree.
How wide is the whole thingy? 20 meters. That's to scale, you said, right?
Yes.
I
So,
like
okay.
the sound of what he's doing, if I understand.
I have absolutely no problem with them rushing us. That would be fantastic, in fact. Please rush us.
I think I know.
'Cause these are you said broken off chunks of these things, right?
Yeah.
Did they
like
secure them to the
large-
ground in some way?
No, but they're like large. Like when I say broken off chunks, I don't mean like rocks. I mean like objects roughly that size of the items.
What
I've got
does
there.
roughly that size mean? Is that less than 800 kilograms or more than 800 kilograms?
Wow,
Because I can lift 800 kilograms with my mind.
Well,
without
there
a problem.
are
And move 20 meters a second.
there are 8 meters square and 6 meters tall. So there's 24 cubic meters of whatever material they're made out of. But
You better pull up a weight calculator.
they seem to be metallic.
So I can't tell how heavy they are.
So you can lift
or-
Not without trying to lift one.
about 1,800 pounds.
I can lift 800 kilograms.
Right, which is 1,800 pounds.
Ben was not doing math in that at all. He was doing metric, so it would be metric.
I mean, in
still.
fairness, if Ben says it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So,
Well, he doesn't know if he doesn't said it if it works or not. He said I could try.
Yes, you can try.
Maybe you'll blow a blood vessel on your head.
this was not helpful. I looked up weight calculator. It's all about body. It's all about like fat loss, not actual weight.
I found
How
one.
does that work?
I found one that provided the information I needed. So you're attempting to lift one, or are you doing
Is
something
there
else?
is there one that's noticeably smaller than the other ones, or no?
Yeah, we'll say there's one that's they come in a variety of sizes, and the smallest one is about a third the size of the others.
Well, I'd like to grab the smallest of the large ones. and attempt to chuck that, which one would that be?
Let's say it's right on the end.
No.
It could be on the other end.
The red
I
one
was
was
gonna say
it?
the middle
Okay,
one
it-
looked smaller, just both of them is drawn. But
The bottommost one, let's say.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I guess
so you
what do I
reach
roll?
out with your
Try.
mind and seize hold of this object, and it is it is 64,000. It's not solid, so it is only 16,000 kilograms.
16.
wow,
What?
that's still like double.
16,000? That's crazy.
16,000.
How do they move that?
How did they?
Presumably with a lot of grunting and pulling.
16. Are you
or-
1600 or 16,000?
16,000.
Yeah, that's not. Okay. Sure.
Wow.
They didn't
Um,
pick it up. They didn't pick it up and carry it for sure.
Wouldn't
Well, there
Rog,
goes my plan.
wouldn't Rog have a, he has no, because he hasn't experimented too much with it. He has no visual clues as to what the largest thing he can lift is. So he just misjudged it.
So,
now
so what I
he
found
does.
is solid steel is 8,000 kilograms per cubic meter. These are the cubic area is 24 cubic meters. You got one that was a third that size, so it was 8 cubic meters, and then I cut the weight of it in a quarter because it's not solid.
Right.
But that still left us with 16,000.
That's really heavy.
Yeah,
It is
extremely heavy.
incredibly heavy.
I guess
That's-
this
If you
is
level
space
4, you can
age.
put a hole in
It's
it.
like 8 tons.
I guess we are working with like pre-tech, so it's entirely possible they made some kind of biometal that's just like hyper dense.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of it would be lighter, but I was like, I'm not going to do a bunch of math for something that even if I make it, a 20th of the weight, it's still going to be too heavy. So
Just I did not. Dang. No wonder
Okay,
they go giant.
So what happens? Does my brain explode? Do I die?
you expend the effort and are unable to lift it, but are otherwise unharmed.
So you just wasted your turn and an effort.
Yeah, that sucks. So it is
Okay,
a effort for the day too, not a effort for the scene. No,
Now,
for
how
the, not
heavy
for the
is
scene.
it?
No,
Now,
just
here's
for
the
the say.
question. How heavy is the machine
Alright.
gun?
Yes. So the machine gun, seeing you guys scramble out of cover, is going to begin raking fire back and forth. So this is going to be suppressing fire, not like the area damage suppression, but just like if you guys move, like show yourselves. If you try to shoot or something, they're gonna attack you. And
The kind
Jim
that
gets
actually
to go
forces
again.
the save time.
Like they're gonna make an attack against your AC if you
Yeah.
try to shoot or something.
Right.
So effectively a reaction.
Yes. It's a ready to attack.
It's not because they could do it to both of you. Like it's just a volume of fire thing.
Okay. So it's not even a ready to attack because it's yeah.
It's
It's a
so
specifically
I
odd
did this because, and I'm applying it to any weapon that can fire to suppress, because I felt like suppression was dumb just to be like to make just spray an area and make an attack. It made sense for that, but it didn't make sense that there wasn't an actual option to try to suppress somebody.
It consumes
so
more
there's
ammunition.
there's a minus. I should have led with the -4 to hit in this
Okay.
area.
Yeah, it's a completely reasonable thing. It
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
But you don't take any damage right now. And then these guys down here are going to open fire, and then the DMR.
Oh, does Jim Jim.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Jim, go ahead.
So
DMO the DMO.
yeah, counter sniping sounds like the good idea. I mean, putting a big hole in the gearbox of the machine gun sounds cool too, but I think counter sniping makes more sense.
All right.
I am in the center-ish of the room.
Mhm.
This one probably has better visibility.
Are there two snipers? Or one? I didn't
There are
actually.
two. There's one at the top and one at the bottom.
Okay.
I target the
Okay,
one
so-
that probably has better visibility, although this one's pretty close to it.
Mm,
They both have decent visibility on one person, but not enough to deprive them of their cover bonus.
and Shui should be good. I think he isn't in my line of sight.
Yeah, Shuri really has. They're really at this point. They don't seem to be aware of anyone other than the two of you. They
Right.
know
Good
there's
to know.
more, but they haven't spotted any of you yet.
Right. I mean, we can take fire, and by we I mean Theldon. I can't take fire, but I can pretend like I
Okay.
can.
With that in mind, I guess if looking down, I'd see that Acarus is more vulnerable than Theldon, just based off of what I know about the two characters. So
Yep.
I will target
Go
the
ahead.
one on the south side. The outer ring side. Whatever.
The one on the bottom of the map.
Do I have steady aim with this still?
Yep, you keep it.
Which would be +2?
+4.
4.
All right.
I think I needed that.
You swing your rifle over and you see his finger tightening on the trigger, but you squeeze first, and your bullet tears through the magazine of his DMR and hits him in the shoulder. And you, by the spray of blood on the column behind him, you can conclude that it probably hit a number of vital things. He seems conscious, but he's writhing and screaming, and he is out of the fight. And then there's a number of shots, and we've got 2 hits, and so the first one hits Acarus, and the second one hits Theldon. Actually, 19, 21. No, wait. No, it does hit because you guys have +2 right now.
Oh, we shouldn't be able to shoot.
Hmm?
We total defensed, so we shouldn't have been able to shoot back.
Oh, that we'll roll with it.
Alright. Just for future reference.
But yeah. So each
just
of
that
you
cool.
take 4 damage
That's
as a volley of carbine fire comes through. Neither of you is actually hit, but you can feel your luck burning away like an incense stick.
Mm.
Good simile.
Yeah.
Theldon is up.
Well, I guess I'll get out of prone then.
Is there a benefit to being prone behind cover? Does it actually provide any additional penalty or bonus or anything?
They only stack if you're in cover that was specifically
Only covers
like
prone.
well, like if you're in like tailored cover. If you're just taking cover behind something random in the environment, then it's not a
Significant difference.
it's not a significant difference.
Okay.
So getting out of prone, that would take me out of total defense, correct?
Well,
So total defense has ended.
okay.
It's a turn by turn.
That's
okay.
just you sacrifice your next action to not take damage. Well, to not
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the only reason either of you was hit was because total defense had ended.
Gotcha. Okay. Well then I'm going to shoot against this lone guy over here.
All right, go for it. Take your shot. And then while he is taking his shot,
Why
so you
Wow.
you did
What's
not-
that? Oh, that was an
You-
@1.
so you nail him, and he staggers back, but you can tell that he's not out of the fight. And once again, this sniper up top, or the DMR guy up top, tries to fire back at you, but you duck back. But at the same time, before I forget, you did duck out into the suppressing fire. So the machine gun is going to make its attack.
That minus
Which does.
Didn't it have -4? I don't
The -4 doesn't make a difference to Theldon's attack. He rolled high enough. The -4 is for the people who are being suppressed.
Okay.
But even with the automatic fire, it's not enough to wound Theldon. He ducks back too quickly.
Nice.
Jim. Or wait, no.
Jim. Definitely a
Cherie. Cherie is going to.
Heal
Does anybody request healing?
I could probably use some.
All right.
13
He will.
is a not good enough number.
He will hit you with 17 more healing.
Okay,
Wait,
well that would
11. Yes, 17.
that would put me at 30 HP if I could get there, but I can't. That should be a
Alright.
technique if it isn't overhealing.
Yes.
Or something.
You can feel the disturbing sensation of your bones knitting back together and your flesh closing as the last of your terrible injury is healed over.
Is it really disturbing anymore? We've had this happen quite a bit.
It was a pretty bad injury. Acarus.
Well, seeing as how they blasted a bunch of bullets at Theldon, maybe I shouldn't pop out of cover. Could finish that guy off. If I move, is the suppression like a cone, or is it specifically a certain area? Like, is it this whole
let's
cone,
say,
or can I move to
it-
the other side and take a shot?
let me grab the cone tool. And
I
let's
mean,
say
if it's a
it's like
cone, it's gonna be a huge cone. So
that's like a 5-degree cone, so that's like no deviation
Oh.
whatsoever. What would a 15-degree cone would be?
15-degree cone
enormous.
would probably cover this whole area.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that they would be able to see that.
Okay. Yeah, so unless I want to run past them and I could make it. I would just definitely take fire.
Yeah.
At that point, I guess it wouldn't be much difference. I don't know. I mean, I could take a hit. I think I might have to try for it. We can't if we're gonna keep fighting, we can't afford to lose momentum.
All right.
I'm a pull anyway. So yeah, I guess I'll try and finish off this guy just to reduce the volume of fire incoming.
Okay, go for it.
Should have a -4. I did not add that.
That still hits.
Should put him down then.
Yep, it does. So he raises his rifle to return fire, and then you pop out and cut him down before he can even pull the trigger. Oh, and actually, I forgot to have the other guy make a physical save, which he fails, and he collapses, foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, poison damage. That's horrific. That man is going to suffer even more before he dies.
Quick,
Sure,
give him
finish that.
cancer.
Are you sure? You probably could. It has to be a touch radius, correct?
His
Or is it a
the-
biopsionics augment?
no, that would be a terrible. He has the distant healing or distant touch or whatever it is applies to even those touch abilities, so he can give somebody cancer from 100 meters away.
Oh, so he could actually be attacking people right now. in
Yes.
theory. Maybe he'll do that if we don't actually take
I
any
need
damage. Speaking
to-
of,
just straight up circle this machine gun because I have an entire page of handwritten text here that's describing different things here, and I keep losing stuff in it. And ironically, I did this to make it easier for myself.
but you've gotten used to doing it the other way, so now it's too hard.
No, I've been doing it like this for a while. I just tried to cram too much stuff onto a page. Okay, so they counter fire, and this does hit for.
I don't like him laughing about this.
No, for 9 damage.
Ah,
They rolled on 3d6. They rolled a 1, a 2, and a 2.
Hey.
This is balanced
Ooh.
out by earlier when the DMR rolled a 5, and a 6. It's
Yeah.
definitely so you're clipped in your bicep by a heavy HMG round, and fortunately it has so much velocity that it's just a clean through and through. But you're bleeding freely from it.
Oh, no.
And
Actually, it's quite bad. I should probably. I can only take so much system strain.
you see a couple heads, more heads pop up from behind the barricade, and there's a smattering of carbine fire. None of which is accurate enough to catch you as you press yourself back against the bit there. Which brings us back to Wally.
He might be with child.
Oh, I'm muted apparently.
Hmm.
Wong figured out he couldn't pick up a giant rock or a metal rock thingy
There are other objects you could attempt to pick
with
up.
termites.
Yeah,
Out of it.
there's probably not
somehow.
termites in it right now, but yeah.
Somehow.
Uh,
Yeah. That the giant gun back there that somebody just metagamed and showed me I could pick up with my brain. Yeah.
I'm just
Good idea.
pointing out stuff that exists.
Who
It's
was
not
that?
metagaming. You could literally say over the radio, "Take out the machine gun, Wong."
I mean, we
Like-
probably would be yelling.
Wong can pick up the machine gun with his brain.
Yes,
Wong will
yes.
do that, and
Alright.
everything is within 20 meters of him, of that spot. All the
Yep.
enemies are. So
I mean,
Wong will head
yeah.
throw it for the closest tightly packed ones right there, I guess.
All right. So there's going to be a series of evasion saves. We've got a pass, we've got a fail, and we've got a fail. Go ahead and give me 2d10 damage.
Ooh,
Or a
good roll on
2d10.
this.
Yeah, 2d10, one for each. We'll say that.
I believe you need 8 if I've metagamed
One.
your HP correctly.
And there's another.
2d8.
You said 8?
So
It's usually 10.
we'll go with your roll.
Okay.
So, the guy furthest to the bottom manages to shift over in time, but the gun smashes heavily against the railing there, and both of these guys kind of have their feet swept out from under them. And there's a shout of panic as that happens.
Oh, nice.
Is the gun mangled now? Can they still shoot
the
it?
the gun, even if the gun were not damaged by that,
They're not gonna get it back in working order under fire.
yeah, the heavy machine guns you can't just pick them up and shoot them. They have to be planned ahead of time. That's the main distinction between a heavy and a medium machine gun.
Well, now we have an incentive to not run away. If we run away, they'll put the machine gun back, and then we'll just rip it out again. You know, same thing.
If they bolted it to the floor, I couldn't have done that, but still.
Well, they really should have. They had the telekinetic. They should have known this was a possibility.
Well, to be fair, I'm not sure. What's a level 2 can lift 400, right?
I'm level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do 800.
I know. I'm just a level 3s are very rare. But in
good
any
point.
case, psychics are rare enough that they probably weren't specifically expecting to see one.
Like, their leader was a psychic.
That's probably why he was the leader. They were like, he's a psychic. The virus
They
is
didn't expect to see him.
But they didn't expect him to tear their machine gun out.
I mean, if you think about it.
That's fair.
Maybe
Weird
they wanted him to
Oh.
be able to, just in case.
That's true. It's entirely possible. They needed. Maybe he's the one who actually moves it. Maybe that's why.
Alright. So, and then these 3 guys will run off out of your line of sight.
I'm like, well, that was a whole thing.
Jim.
We didn't actually pack guns.
The Jim kind of wants to waste a grenade just for the dramatic effect.
Jim, they got tons of supplies. We gotta. At this point, I think it would be clear. We would definitely decide we're fighting because they're
Well,
here
yeah,
for the
yeah.
artifact,
I mean-
and now they're definitely gonna be mad at us.
Yeah,
We need to
yeah.
either stick this out or at least weaken them enough they're not gonna chase us down.
Oh, 2 of these guys are different. They're different. Do they have rocket launchers or something?
One of these is not like
No,
that.
those
they're
guys are
prone.
Oh, they're prone. I hadn't zoomed in.
Yeah,
I was like, the
machine
tokens
guns.
just look different.
they're hedgehogs. That's what it means.
Yeah, they're hedgehog. Well, I couldn't see that. I was zoomed out too far. I thought the
But,
tokens just looked different. Okay.
They get hit by a machine.
I guess
close
in,
to it.
in an attempt to kill more than one in a round, so it's at the long range, which is 30 meters.
Mhm.
And then it has a 5-meter blast radius, which is something like that.
Does
Assuming it
steady
lands
aim-
where I want it to land.
does steady aim affect a grenade throw?
No.
Ah.
It would require my movement to stand up.
Yes. That will lose you the benefit of steady aim.
Well, I can't imagine I can throw it from prone, right? Not with any
No,
degree of
probably not.
accuracy.
No.
So
You could- if you
I'm
were
ju- I'm
welcome, you
just
could drop
noting.
it from phone.
yes, I am standing, and I will. This is the
could
long
land it,
range. What is the long range penalty?
It is -4, I believe. But
No, you
I will
don't.
double check.
I believe in you. You're gonna land it perfect. You're gonna wipe it. You're gonna do max damage and wipe out that entire wall. I'm manifesting the energy.
And then what is the AC I'm looking for? Because I'm not targeting. It's for the location, I guess.
It's just against 10.
10.
That was not
So
good.
the grenade scatters. I believe it is what 1d6 meters in a
10.
random direction.
1d10.
1d10. All right, give me a d8 roll. So 1 is straight up. All right, so
Straight
the
up.
grenade scatters 7 meters up and to the left, exploding harmlessly. I have this set
Right,
something.
because there's a barrier in the way, so even these guys that
Correct.
are close enough still wouldn't take damage.
Yes. Since they're in cover. So I can't get this measurement to go away. There we go. Exploding harmlessly and just, leaving a small scorch mark.
Should invest in sticky grenades.
Yeah,
Presumably, they just wouldn't have the chance to bounce off in theory.
Well, that's just basically where it landed. I mean, we could say that it landed somewhere over here and then rolled or whatever, but that's the point that I went to.
Okay,
Alright,
I wasn't sure if it was scattering.
Yep.
Whether I imagine that in one way or another, they see a grenade fall from the sky, and they
Yeah. So I've been making notice checks each turn as you take actions against your 11. So but as you've been taking actions, it's been pulling that DC down. So that the grenade, especially with you standing up to throw it, they do see you.
I kind of
And
figured.
one of them points points up to the catwalk and says, "Look out! They've got the high ground."
All right, now you gotta jump down and say hello. There.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
That almost
Uh,
worked.
and- It is their turn. So these two guys that are prone will stand up, and we're gonna have 3 attacks against Jim. What's Jim's AC?
The lowest in the party. That doesn't give you an answer though. I think it's 16.
All right. So that's 3 attacks, 2 of which hit, and then there's gonna be 1 attack against Felden, which misses, and 1 attack against
That is an
Acaris, which
incorrect
misses.
statement. I have 15.
Really?
So
I
that
I have no way to
is-
boost my AC.
By honor.
That is 11 damage to Jim. As a volley of fire cuts through the vines, scoring your armor and drawing blood.
Jim will raise a fist and shout back, surrender now and maybe we'll spare your lives.
Make a talk check.
It's feasibly possible. You could roll 2 6s. I don't see it happening. That's actually pretty good, all things considered.
We'll never betray the luminous mysteries.
What?
Who?
We got information.
Actually, Wong would know who that is, but
Oh,
we'll save that for.
we'll save that for after we die. I'm writing it in the notes anyway.
We're
Luminous
not gonna die,
mystery?
Jackson.
All right, Felden
We're
is
not
up.
gonna die.
Well, I'm going to.
Be very quiet.
I guess I don't know that the mission. Well, so I'm gonna run to the other side, so that way they think that I'm still over here. And then I'm gonna shoot. I don't know.
If you shoot, they know you're over there.
Yeah, I know you're there. I guess it'll make it harder for them to suppress us to fire on both of us, in theory. Not that they have a way to do that anymore, but spreading out's good. They might have counter grenades.
Yes,
There's still a DMR alive. There is.
There is one.
there is. Go ahead and actually, as you look, you see a guy climb up towards where the first one was killed. Who's now still. Felden moved and
You're shooting. And
he's
Oh
shooting.
yeah, I've seen that guy. I'm totally gonna shoot at him now. So
All right, go for it. He has a slight cover bonus, but none of these guys are especially hard to hit.
That's
one.
fair.
All right. You lift your weapon, and in a moment of inspiration, you sort of walk your shots up, and not only do you kill him, but you manage to render what's left of the DMR unrecoverable scrap. The magazine was destroyed before, but now you practically blow it in half.
Is there any red barrels around for me to shoot?
No, there are not. I mean, there's a substantial ammo, like cache of ammo belts over here, but those
That's
aren't really
ammo for-
explosive.
well, it is ammo.
It
Ammo
is
for
ammo.
mind throwing specifically. I don't. None of us have heavy machine guns, but if it's a big
Alright.
box of ammo, that can deal damage.
The Northern DMR guy will once again miss. He's thoroughly shaken at how much damage you guys are dishing out, and his shot goes nowhere near anyone.
I will say,
mhm.
there's like 5 of us. We should not be succeeding in any capacity here.
See, they should arrest us.
They should have just surrendered.
Well, they don't know that they're facing the PCs. The what? Let's see. Cherie will.
Even if we win, Jim's opinion is we still should have ran away.
Will once again act to heal. He heals 12 HP to Acritus, who then
Next one
gets
should
to
go
go.
to Jim.
Bullet in, bullet out. Bullet in, bullet out.
I'm good on healing for now. Next one should go to Jim.
Okay,
Yeah, Jim has slightly higher HP than you did. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But I'm
move
just-
the initiative order out, so
Oh,
that
that's
people
helpful.
can just. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't.
I have terrible news for that guy whose name we now know. He's not alive.
Oh.
That would have been good to know if he wasn't dead. I'm assuming it's the only character that looked different.
We just carved him up. we
It's not like curving. That was popping.
Okay.
just carved him up.
He's not. He's a corpse at the moment.
All right.
We shouldn't disrespect him.
You can have the turn tracker up without us seeing it. You know, I guess maybe you don't like the turn tracker.
I didn't even know that I could do that. But the reason I didn't do that is because I wanted to be able to have a different one on every map, or sometimes
Mhm.
multiple different ones, and I can only
yes.
have one turn tracker at a time.
Right, that's true.
True.
So there are Oh yeah, you haven't taken your turn yet.
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm probably gonna shoot a guy. It's not rocket science here. I could probably try a shot at the DMO guy. I don't think anyone's in my long range for weaponry. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure all of our weapons are.
So he is prone. So
Okay. So
there's
he would
a
be.
substantial penalty against him.
Well,
The
maybe I
previous
won't
attacks,
shoot
it
him.
didn't matter whether they were prone or not.
Yeah, I probably won't shoot him then. That's too much work. It's hard to look cool if I don't actually hit the guy, you know?
Yeah.
I guess we'll just try and finish off the less injured of the machine gun casualties. Oof, that's a natural one.
Your gun jams.
I was gonna ask if there's misfires in this.
There's not in the actual rules, but I like to add little stuff on crit fails and crit successes, like the DMR being disabled, and now your gun being jammed. So that will be a main action to clear, as if you were reloading.
Well, I cry.
Jim sees the
and-
tear roll down your cheek.
And with that, you see 3 more guys show up on the top half there, and one of them shouts, "Hold the line! Hold for the saint!"
He's currently dead.
Saints' brains are under your feet.
That's all you know. And they will fire back at
What does that mean?
two of them will be against Jim, and 3 will be against Akris. So the ones against Jim miss, and the ones against Akris also miss. I have rolled below 10 on the last, I think, 13 attacks, 11 or 13, something like that.
In fairness, you are rolling so many attacks, it's statistically very likely you're going to be rolling a lot of lower numbers. However,
Yes,
that
but
is
I've
absurd.
rolled only lower numbers lately.
Well, we're just rolling all the high. I rolled a 1.
One.
That's basically the same thing.
It is one start.
Wong. Does he have my? I do have my mic down. Okay, this time you can actually hear me. Yeah. Wong can still see the mangled gun. Yes.
Yeah.
Wong picks up the mangled gun and throws it this direction, directly down the line.
I didn't see your arrow, but I'm assuming you were throwing it north.
Towards the top, yes.
All right. So save number 1 is a fail.
God,
So
you
it
fucking
plows
smatter
into the
people.
first guy.
Oh, that's right. It would like change
Go ahead and roll
course.
damage.
The more guys it hits, it could change course.
Well,
I'm holding on to it. I'm like, you know.
Well, when we first established how this works, go ahead and roll your damage, D8.
It's just one.
As Akris, yeah, just 1. Because it can hit as many guys as it can kill. So that does kill the first guy, and the second guy passes his save. The third guy passes his save. This is where all my rolls are going. Okay, the fourth guy fails his save and takes the remaining 1 damage. The gun is beginning to come apart as you drag it along the balcony there.
Could smash up that bridge if you wanted to.
Jim.
Well, now it looks like a perfect time for another grenade.
If you
All
could
right,
land
go
a
for
good
it.
grenade, it would be devastating.
Okay.
That
and it
would
is-
definitely be a surrender moment if we can get a good grenade on them.
If I move along the catwalk, I don't think no, because the short range is 10 meters, so I can't get within 10. So we'll just throw it from here. There's no like advantage to being 21 as opposed to 25 meters away, or
Yeah.
so that is a
These are
-4. Yeah, it does
we
sound.
know this. So, ooh, that's a crit.
Natural 20. All right, so I'm
That's
going
gonna-
to.
That should just kill them all. It did 8 damage. I mean, that's
I
gotta
mean,
get-
so they do have more than 8 HP, but I will give them a 1d4 penalty on their save.
Yes, they're all
One.
deafened or something.
Wow. Okay. 2 18s and a
Okay.
17 and a 7, and there's one more
That-
guy.
You're right. That is
An
where all
11.
the good saves are going.
So yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay. So I'll just straight up kill this guy that was already injured. He's at the it lands practically in his hands, and before he can do anything, it blows up, and he goes flying back out of your line of sight.
Here, catch.
Woe be upon me.
Oh wait, hold up. Yeah. So and then the next two are wait, hold up. That was the save amount. The next two are severely injured by shrapnel and are staggering, and then the ones slightly further away who succeed on their save are still staggering from the blast.
That mangled them pretty good.
But at the same moment, from the southern half comes a volley of return fire. There are 2 hits against Jim and 1 hit against Acaris.
Jim might be in danger.
Jim
I'm with
takes
him.
19
He's fine.
damage.
Steven,
Ooh, he's
why are both your kids naked on the porch?
I never know the answer to that question, and I would rather have not be, but my wife does this.
All right. Jim takes 19 damage and Acaris takes 6.
Jim is probably dead
As
from that.
two very accurate shots strike Jim. But he has 20 health, so he is just hanging on.
How much health does Jim have? What?
How much did
He's
I
got
take?
a lot. You took 19 damage.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah, he's definitely getting healing now.
And then Theldon gets to go.
Yeah, if I click a 19 off of this, you can look at this, Acaris. You look at how much the HP there's left there.
Was legally alive.
that little green line is the accurate number. It's literally 1.
Oh, hey, good timing. We should get to the bottom of the tunnel at right about 7 o'clock.
This guy over here should have an X on him, right? He's the guy I shot.
Yes.
Okay.
Could try and pop the other sniper. Although he's in phone.
Yeah, where's he at? Over here?
Yeah, that, or you could try and finish off any of the injured guys. Any good hit should kill. I think you have enough damage bonuses with any of your weapons.
Yeah, true.
But the sniper, you're also the most likely to actually hit that sniper, so.
I think I'm gonna shoot the sniper.
Or another nat 20. We got a lot of crits, actually.
Okay,
That's
go
2
ahead.
crits.
That's it. He has elevated AC because he's prone.
That is incredibly low.
All right. Okay. So, he ducks down as you're firing, behind the little lip there, and you still manage to score him, but he survives just by virtue of being, tucked away as much as he can in the cover that he has. And then bloodied, he pops up and returns fire. This time, he misses. Woo.
Hey, it's
Actually,
like
let me double check. Yeah, he misses. 3. Wait, yeah, because you're in cover. There's a lot of things moving people's attack
Yeah.
bonuses and cover around right now. Cherie seeing Jim on the edge of death will reach out and heal him for 11.
That's a low roll.
Yeah, he got a 2 and a 3.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
And then Acaris. The gun. You guys have taken out
A lot.
more than a half dozen, including probably some of their tougher combatants. But
But they keep
they
coming.
seem to be holding on.
Because they're religious cult. Well, they're definitely religious of some kind. They call the guy a saint. They're listed. They are acting like cultists, even if we didn't have the word cultist on our screen right now. I think we could have figured it
Yeah.
out.
Jim knows, or Wong knows they're cultists. So.
Okay.
Maybe we should scream out, "Is it too late to convert yet?"
No, I got a better. I'm gonna do some converting. I got an idea. I gotta do the talk properly. Okay. I really hope I understand their religion based solely on what they've said. Akros will shout out, your saint was struck down by a superior holy power. Surrender yourself, and we will not lay you to waste. Under the might of our two saints.
Make a talk check.
I don't know. I'm really just hoping they're worshipping psychics here. That was. You know what? I'm gonna reroll.
You are heretics.
I got.
We do not acknowledge your saints. We do not acknowledge your power.
I'm gonna.
And we know what a sniper rifle is.
Oh. What if I had a 9 instead?
It was an extremely high DC
I had
anyway. So, although you made some very reasonable assumptions there.
I mean, they're yelling about the saint. Not hard
so
to figure
then there is another volley, half against Jim and half against you. Jim's
Jim
AC is 16.
He should get in cover.
He just clipped
Oh, I should have gone prone after
for
I
5
threw
damage.
after I threw the grenade last turn, but I didn't.
And then none of the ones against Akaris hit.
Fall damage? 1d6 for every 3 meters?
Yes. So it would be 5d6 from where he is. Can I get everyone to make a mental save?
That's not a good sign. Hey, I made this one. Obviously, Shui will probably.
They must have a
if
second
this-
saint.
If this is psychic related, Shui will obviously presumably trace it. Or try to. I don't have
He
any.
can't. He does
Not
detect
what I
it.
meant to do.
Uh,
I don't know how to do this.
are you rolling Shui's mental save? You want? I mean,
I
probably
rolled
yours.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
There it
You
is. There's the button.
Did we all save that?
I did not.
Wong did not.
All
That's
right.
bad. Wong's probably the one person who should have saved it.
I
All
it said it told me it was unable to find a player character with the name Wong. So, so I don't know what that means, but okay.
Hmm. Oh. Well. That's not a good sign. That's the opposite of a good sign.
Hmm.
I have a sneaking suspicion Wong's about to turn around and drop kick Jim.
If that would hurt to fall from 15 meters.
You would go. You would not die, but you would definitely go down.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't at all suspicious
Hmm.
and concerning.
And with that,
Talking about something else that I'm not talking about here because I keep getting disconnected and reconnected from Discord. During all that, I kept getting disconnected and reconnected to Discord during that, or I kept hearing everybody disconnect and reconnect or something.
No, he dragged you out. You were in a separate channel. We couldn't hear you.
did you
Oh,
did you
and then
not
I-
hear what I?
That explains that. I was very confused. Like, okay.
Yeah,
and
the noises were.
I
'cause
don't-
he was.
I couldn't really. I don't know. No, Ben. I don't know what. I don't know what was said. I'm sorry. I was
You did-
focused on that. Big loss.
You were. So you didn't hear anything I said.
I don't remember what you said. I heard it.
You should also.
Yeah,
you should type
that's-
that just in case.
Well, yeah, I'll type it up for. As long as you heard it, that's all.
I don't remember at all what you said though. So I mean, I heard you saying something.
This is,
I don't know what
Alright.
it was.
Well, okay, I'll send it to you in a
Hit you
message.
with
Okay.
The Book of Mormon? The Book of Psychic Mormons?
I'll also include what you would know about these guys. But with
Ah.
that, we are at the end of our playtime. I'm astonished that at the dice rolls this session, between opening up with crits, and then not hitting anything the rest of the time, you guys all but one saving on those saves, the saves they were making.
Very
That
good
whole
saves,
set time was ridiculous. But yeah, thank you guys for playing.
Thank you for putting cover on our side of the map.
Glad
Well,
to be here.
I figured that would be a little too mean, you know.
It would definitely influence our decision to stay and fight if we were just getting sprayed down by enemies.
There was no decision to stay and fight. There was just, you're just gonna stay and fight. There was no options.
You know,
Especially
it
if
was,
We
got-
could have started
it was run away. Run away.
I
There
mean,
was
there
no
are-
things. There was no
It-
options.
One of the other things that flabbergasts me is let's say your decision making skills or your decision
You can just say it was stupid for walking. into
no,
this.
it's not it's
I
not
agree.
that. It's that I don't know. I don't know if there's even a specific word to describe it, but it's the fact that you guys choose to do or not to do certain things, and then you draw conclusions based on that are that, like, for example, saying we have no choice but to attack these guys
Well, we
based
have a
on
choice.
No, that's not what I said. Steven said that.
That's
but
what
I know
That's-
that
that's
Steven
what I said,
Steven said that.
Steven's
And
not an
Jackson
RPG guy.
also-
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that there was no doubt in my mind that we had to fight these guys. It wasn't. You know, I was never in any doubt that we were going to fight them, and that we were going to lose. We were never going to lose. You know.
No, we're that guy. Me and Steven are of the same mind. We're that guy. We got-
We are that guy. I am the one punch man.
just
no, but specifically, I see what you're saying. The fact that we just
Yes.
decided that we had to fight these guys.
well, that is not even the main thing. That was especially you guys did not just ambush them. Like you guys attempted to negotiate, and you guys didn't even shoot first. Like that part was more reasonable. I'm thinking of some other things,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say, what part of that was unreasonable? The wall of enemies? We didn't shoot first. You're right. How could we be so foolish? No, but I mean,
but
you know,
I think
get that skill.
the real conclusion to be drawn here is that in future Stars Without Number campaigns, Ironhide will be modified.
Are you kidding me? We'd be dead.
But although I will say, I don't think that the modifications I would make would have made a huge difference just here, because it was like a lot of their initial attacks came out at 15 plus, and then most of their following ones came out at 10 minus.
Yeah, and realistically, Ironhide is only base. I think it's base 15.